What's up, everybody?
That was way too fucking short, and the audio's fucked up. I'm disappointed. I'm going back with the original one. You know what? Adler can kiss my ass. I love him to death, but I like the fucking Doctor Strange. All right.
Bro, that's what you said. Go on with your USR updates. Let's do this.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was having technical difficulties myself. Give me a second. Let me catch up. Shout out the sponsors while I pull this up.
All right. Shout out to Reptile Crew for the best merch in the house.
Hey, do you see the shout out Johnny gave us? That shit was
yes. I appreciate Johnny shouting us out like that. Also CMB Reptiles. Shout out to the CMB Reptiles.
The fam over there, my peoples. I love them to death.
CMB for life. Ship your reptiles for life.
I can't. That's dedication, bro. That's dedication.
Bro, I'm dedicated, bro. 100%. And then we got SB Reptiles, Josh.
I still don't have a goddamn shirt.
KC Reptile Labs. And then Legion Tactical. And then Bhutan Republic. Shout out to all the sponsors. We love you guys.
Shout out to Blue Tongue for that fucking logo, bro. That shit sticks out. Like, you can't tell me that shit doesn't stick out. Like, a sore thumb. So,
bro, look. Damn.
It's just clean, bro. I like it. It's different. It's not the average. See, that's what I like about Blue Tongue Republic, because everything is so in unison in the reptile community. You don't see something different. Nobody's wanting to do anything different. I like different. I was a weird kid in high school. I like this shit. Anyways.
Do you see MJ says that a real tattoo? Yeah, it's real. Look.
Anyways.
He said, holy shit.
Oh man, I think never mind. We'll wait for we'll get into the meat and potatoes for that one. I got a joke for that. Anyways, so we got an alert from Ann Arbor, Michigan. This one was pretty serious too. Ann Arbor has proposed a ban on certain animals. The public hearing is Tuesday, June 20th. So that's in 2 days at 7 p.m. What a weird fucking time. At Lockroom City Hall, 301 East Huron Street, second floor, City Council Chambers. The meeting will be live online at the website. To sign up for public comment, call the city clerk office between 8 and 5 at 734-794-6140. Whew, that's a lot. Let's get into the ban itself. The proposal would ban the sale of animals listed below at pet stores in any location other than where the animal was bred. An example, parking lot, outdoor, special sales, swap meet, flea market, reptile show, or other similar event. Like I said, pretty serious. The only exclusion is like dogs, cats, ferrets, rabbits. I'm summarizing it. Make sure to go to usarc.org. Read that one. Anybody in Michigan, that one's pretty serious. And then we have the situation that was going on in Texas, the Austin situation. Let's see here. Last update was 6/12. The Austin Animal Advisory Commission voted to table this for further discussion after hearing problems with the draft from USARC and another speaker. Only 2 speakers opposed. Some commissioners also voiced concerns after hearing testimony. The draft should be amended and brought back for a future meeting. So just to come back, let's go back a couple of episodes where we were talking about and talking with an individual that had assumed that USR takes a lot of losses. For only having a small amount of support, that's a huge win. Sounds like only 2 speakers spoke up on behalf. So USR's doing the good work, putting in the effort, getting things done. That's a huge win. It's been tabled. It's going to be rewritten and revisited. We'll see what they have. And then, of course, we have the current Lacey Act. We can't let that one slip through the cracks with all the shit going on around the industry. Remember to stay focused on the government, what they're up to also. Go to usarc.org, follow the steps. There's a sub-website of USARC where you fill out a letter, send it up. Make sure you get that done. It is crucial. That's how we won last time. Let's make our voices heard. Stay on the up and up. I understand the other situation that's going on in the industry is just as important, but we have to manage both. We can't let one become complacent and come back in a couple of years and revisit this and be having a worse conversation. There it is. Bam. Your turn, bro.
Are we ready to roll?
Yeah.
Like so are we gonna bring him in during the intro?
No, we're just gonna leave him backstage the whole time and just fucking talk and act like Vanessa and MJ are in the same room. Yes, we're bringing him in.
No, we can do that too, but I'm just saying.
I don't think anybody.
I know, I'm ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. Oh, hold on. I'm waiting for Levi to do something funny.
Oh, hold on. I got you, bro. Say less. All right, let's do these. Y'all ready for this?
All right, let's go. No. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sexin and Flexin Live Sunday. Of course, we got Vanessa from US Arc and our co-host, our second co-host, sorry, MJ.
Yeah, what's good?
What up, bro?
Everybody knows Levi. We're good.
Oh, man. Hey, can I just give you guys some... Okay, for real, that's a real tattoo. We can confirm that. That's a real tattoo.
That's a real tattoo.
There's video evidence of him getting these done.
Look, you see the scab on it?
Yeah. So that's fresh. You just did that. Did you do that yourself?
No, I just got it done.
Oh,
this too.
Commitment. Vanessa, what do you think when you see something like that? You've been in the industry for quite a while, so what does it mean when you see something like that? Pretty hardcore, huh?
No comment.
I mean, she can say whatever she gotta say.
That is amazing. Like, those are your sponsors. I mean, like, seriously, like, that's badass. I mean, you're putting your sponsors on your freaking body. That's forever though. So I got my one and done. Like, that's enough. Oh, I'm not good with this camera nonsense yet. So didn't see that.
I mean, respectfully, that's a real pretty tat. Nothing against yours, Chris. I'm just saying, God bless her. I'm a sponsor by Reptiles.
Oh yeah, nothing. My bad.
What's that? What are you doing? Oh,
I got nothing.
He said, "What are you doing?"
I was just showing you my sponsors, but they're not there.
Oh,
good. We're good.
Well, friend-wise, I'm sponsored.
That's true. I have a lot of friend sponsors. That's what counts.
I just want to say thank you for letting me crash this, Levi and Chris. Listen, I've known Vanessa for going on at least 3 years now. I've always wanted her on the show. I'm glad you guys got her on here because she's very interesting. She's very awesome. Her energy is next level, especially in person. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. And Vanessa, thank you for letting me be here too.
He's like, I'm sorry, I've never gotten you on mine, but yeah, I'm just gonna jump on this one.
Well, that's good. That's definitely gonna happen. But I mean, I'm just very Vanessa. You know how I keep shit 100. You know what I mean? And you are a very big asset to someone who works close to US Arc, and people have so many US Arc questions, right? Especially with recent events, right? With what's happening with this neglect, there's people searching for answers. And at the end of the day, like if I were to bring you on right now, everyone's going to be drilling you for that shit. And I don't want to and it's okay for you guys. I want to start off with this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vanessa, but you and Phil, the whole US Arc team, you guys try to polish and make US Arc look as warming and welcoming as possible. And I've never seen you guys ever, not that you guys don't want to, but I feel like there's something where exposing something like that could only hurt US Arc. I feel like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like it's something you guys don't want to get involved in, but it's not that easy. You can't just say, oh yeah, let's go and make this a forefront on US Arc and say, ban this person. I just don't think it's that easy. And I was curious on what you thought about that.
I think it's just a big hole. We try to focus on positivity within
right.
the community, and that's the way it should be. But the problem is that the minute something negative comes up, everybody's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and it's like, Why do we have to be so drama? Like, why can't we just focus on positivity every once in a while? And I'm a big positive person. So anything that I have negative that happens in my life, I turn it into a positive. Like, there's no reason to focus on negative. And I wish more people would be that way, just in general. But yeah, we don't want the negative exposure. We don't want those things because that just gives everybody more reason to come after us harder. And I don't want to speak upon the case that's going on right now, just because that's where it is right now. Would rather focus on other things in general. But yeah, I mean, sometimes there's some bad apples, but it happens. It happens in any community. I'm in multiple communities. It happens in all of our communities, but just try to focus on the positive within the communities. Like, look at all the good things that we've done with the community. Look at all the amazing reptiles we're able to keep because of what we do. So, I mean, you got to look at the good things in life.
And this is easy for something to like, this is easy for anyone just to kind of glance at and without even kind of doing research could not want to be a part of USARK because of like something this drastic. But now that's what leaves it to us. You know, I'm not mad at policing ourselves. I'm really not, because at the end of the day, we let USARK be that golden child or be that fucking, like, we need to support them because it's all about positivity. But don't you fuck around, because you know, there's just people who are brand new into this hobby, Vanessa, like us or like myself, who I'm just too connected to these animals to see them go down like that. And it's not their fault. And you do know, as Vanessa, that there's been cases of neglect for years. Like, there's always somebody doing something this piece of shit behind the animals. And it's nothing new, but are we going to allow it to continue to happen? That's the thing. I don't know. What do you guys think, Levi and Chris?
No, I agree 100%, man. It's been a burning topic. We covered who was it? Geo over at Eden's Den and posted a reel exposing what was going on. And somebody had commented in the negative form of USARK, and we basically approached it with that same mentality. Was, look, like, they're not, USARK is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vanessa, USARK's not here to police the community. You guys are here to defend us from the lobbyists of the government. You guys are our lobby and our only layer at this point.
There are lawyers.
Yeah, when the bills come crashing down and the legal language is put out there, you guys are the ones to intercept it, break it down, get it out to us, and get us involved on that aspect. You guys aren't here to deal with the animal cruelty, to deal with the miskeepers, to deal with the, oh, I got ripped off by so-and-so. Like, it's not what USARK is designed to do.
No, but obviously we want people to be responsible keepers. That's good for our industry in general. But no, that's not what we're there for. We're there to fight for your rights. Literally, that's what we do. So without us, we wouldn't have the reptiles we have in our homes. We're not there to sit there and police. We're not going to go to people's homes and knock on their doors. That's not what we do.
It's like they have a higher pay grade than that. I feel like it's like I mean, think about this shit. You know, when it comes to facing the government, that's basically who we go to right here. And our problem is within our own circle. It's within our own circle of keepers. Like, this is something that we should be fucking taking care of this shit. And we are, I feel like, obviously. Like, look what's happening. Sure. Thank God.
Where's his Facebook page, bro?
It's whatever. Gone. I mean, but I'm just saying. No, I know I'm saying, but whatever. Like, whoever wants to be like this guy, bring it on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't, you know, I just think it's a matter of time where people are not going to want to be like I said something on the show a couple shows ago that a lot of people are now understanding that there's eyes on them that they don't realize that are on them or not used to having on them. So now they kind of don't have a choice to evolve. Like, a lot of people who take advantage of customers and continue to sell fake US CBB shit, that era is coming to an end. I'm telling you, because a lot of people aren't letting this shit just happen to them anymore. Cases by cases by cases by cases by cases are coming to the forefront. And, you know, God bless Darian wherever he's at right now. But I know Darian is like not standing for that shit with Morph Market. And we need that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's that, you know, because I don't know, like, Vanessa, how do you feel like about people taking advantage when it comes to making money off an animal?
What do you mean by that?
Like, for instance, selling like something that an animal's not, like just, you know, either maybe because the biggest problem is like not biggest problem, but like importations coming in, right? And people establish an animal and then they said they produced it and they sell it to somebody, and then
versus farm bred versus captive bred.
Yeah, just or whatever. It's not, that's not what I paid for. It's just like just getting screwed over, basically. You know what I mean?
Think of it this way. Do we want to keep people in the hobby? Absolutely. So why wouldn't we be upfront with them right from the beginning? There's no reason not to be. And that's what I tell people, like, educate, teach people things. Like, if it's wild caught, That's great. I've dealt with well-caught stuff before. Just know that you might have to deworm it. You might have to take it to a vet. You might have to deal with parasites. Like these are the things that people need to know. But we don't want a kid to get something that's well-caught and it dies, because what does it do? It discourages them. They killed an animal. Now they're sad. Now they don't want to do this anymore because we didn't give them the information up front and the education up front. So keep that in mind. You got a lot of new people coming into this hobby, and we're the ones, the person that's selling them, you're the ones that are the ones that educate. You're the ones to teach them about it. You're the ones to keep them in, to teach them everything. So keep that in mind too when you're selling something. There's no reason to sugarcoat things. There's no reason to hide. I literally will let people know the nitty gritty of any animal they ever want to purchase from me. This is the smell you're dealing with. This is the poop you're going to deal with. They are going to poop all over the glass on a regular basis and in their water dish. So you have to be ready to deal with that. So educate. Educate is key.
Levi, how far are you from Vanessa? Like, because you're in Arizona too, right? So how far are you from her?
About an hour and a half or so.
And then how far are you guys from Zach from Pied's Life? Because I know he's close to Vanessa, right?
Oh,
he's like right next door, isn't he? Yeah, he's about the same distance.
So have you been to Pro Coco?
You've been to Vanessa's pet shop, Levi?
I've been through there way early on in my getting into this.
I'm so curious. I want to go to your pet shop.
Me too.
I can only imagine how next level it is, just because, you know, I'm very anti pet shops for the most part, just because a lot of pet shops aren't really tapped into USARK and that sort of thing. But there is some in my area that are, and so I just admire pet shops that aren't. You know, it sucks. I don't even want to call it pet shop, because I feel like pet shops have a bad name. You know, overall for anyone in the industry, when they hear pet shop, they don't really compute that as being good. But that's not the case. So I'm curious how that makes you feel, Vanessa, when you're kind of standing above, the usual standards in the pet shop aren't always next level, and I feel like you're next level. So how do you feel about like kind of being better, not better, but like being someone who takes care of their pet store more passionate than others and whatnot?
I mean, as a pet shop owner, the biggest thing I make sure is the animals are set up the way they should be at home. They've got the proper lighting, the proper setup, the proper substrate. Because when you look at them, you're like, oh, cool, I can take this home and this is what it needs to set it up. I mean, we're definitely hands-on as well, but that's where it should start, is right there. I'm not going to jam them in small cages. So people come in and be like, you don't have like 12 ferrets? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I have one ferret, and I don't even sell ferrets because you have to order them by the dozen. But even like with that, I'm not going to bring in 12 ferrets, jam them into a small cage. That's not fair to the animal. So I keep animals in the right habitats. We don't have a whole bunch of them because of that reason. We're handable with them. We touch them. We can tell you this one's more friendly than that one. So that way we're setting you up for success. And it should start there. Again, with pet shop, with the person selling, it starts with us. So that's the biggest thing. And yeah, I do keep my pet shop pretty clean and very organized. But I mean, anybody that's ever met me, that's just the type of person I am. I walk in and that's what I do. I take over and I get it done. Get her done.
I think you get freshed up before USARK auction. She don't play.
I just started doing that because I was like, I'm running around all day long like a crazy woman. Then I take 5 minutes. I run into the bathroom real quick. I doll up a little bit, come out, and I'm like, let's play. Let's get a drink in this girl's hand and let's play.
Oh, I'm tripping. I don't know why I could have sworn I introduced you and Zach at the bar that one time. I don't know what show that was, but
no. I was playing everybody because I know Zach and them very, very well, and it was really funny because.
So you're playing with me. You're pretend. God damn it!
I
was hammered.
I've known Zach. Gosh,
that's
probably
cool.
The entire time I've had my pet shop open. So almost 11 years, I would say. I've known him for quite a while. So,
I like Zach. He's a cool guy.
Yep, I work with him on Pro Coco. I buy locally as much as I can. I buy as local as I can. All my reptiles are local, except for I order a few things in from Kalamazoo. Other than that, I'm a local girl. I keep everything in my state.
Who owns Pro Coco? Because Pro Coco's been around for a while. So is that just obviously catering to like gardening stuff like that too, or does it actually just for the reptiles?
No, it's a gardening as well, substrate as well. But and then it turned into the reptile community as well.
Wow.
But I don't know the owner of that. I know Reptichip, JT, obviously. JT's freaking badass dude. So yeah, I carry both.
JT's is cool to stand next to. He's that cool.
You just like his height. You're like, yeah, I wish.
I don't like. I'm just saying, tall dudes is like my No
Was that your
offense,
forte?
Levi.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know how tall Levi is. I've never even met Levi or Chris. How tall are you guys?
I met you.
Oh, Chris. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we met Chris. My bad. Met Chris at Arlington. Didn't meet Levi.
Dude, I'm short enough. Like if I sit on a bar stool, my legs like don't touch the ground.
I figured you're that small.
Yeah, Levi's like 4 something.
I shit you not, bro. I one of the funniest things I do just to make fun of myself and being short, like I will sit on a bar stool and start kicking my legs like a little kid. It's the funniest fucking thing. I find deep comedy in it.
You have a good sense of humor, Levi, and I do want to say your guys' dynamic is something else. I don't know, Chris, I don't know if you're fucking up on purpose and pissing them off, but I love that. Like
I do it on purpose because he gives me the
He does.
smart ass remarks. Yeah.
Like here's the thing, like I get hard on myself with technical difficulties. If I do something wrong, I like in my head I'm like, you're a fucking, I'm a little too hard on myself. So if I had someone else fucking up, it would drive me nuts, and I would be hard on that person. So I could just see the frustration.
Yeah.
Because he's like, all right, we're gonna go live. Oh shit, that would drive me nuts. I'm like, bro, you better fucking play the right thing, goddamn it.
I messed up a couple of times on some lives. Be like, oh, whoops, wrong outro.
Dude, so I don't get mad at other people, but like if you go back and watch the CMB episode, like I have never been so mad in my life. I hate technical difficulties, and I hate a lack of technology.
And it's somebody like Bill that you like a lot. You know what I mean? It's like your
Oh,
boy.
dude, yeah, fuck, absolutely embarrassing, man. I was so fucking.
Did you redo it?
No, well,
No.
We got a huge collab coming up. I mean, I'll throw it out there. It's going to be us, Bill, and Lee Varner. It's going to be podcast meets podcast, similar to what we do.
Nice. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Diana or what's his wife's name? Dana. Shout out to Dana. Really two cool people.
I love them to death.
Arizona has it going on, man. I've said this before. There's some really cool keepers in Arizona. One of my good friends, Alex, Purple Head Alex, and Pandas Fauna. He's in Arizona, and I don't know. I just feel like if I had to leave California, like I think I'd rather go to Arizona before Texas. No offense, I love Texas, I love you, but Texas is just too flat. There's just nothing. Like I need mountains, dude. Like I need fucking some sort of like scenic, and I know Arizona's Mexican food is way more banging than Texas. Just so you know,
We have badass.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been there, so.
And we're tight knit in Arizona too. When you come in, you're part of the crew here in AZ. We send each other to each other. We try to keep it here. We play nice with each other the way it should be. The way it should be in a community.
And I've seen that a lot though too, like in Instagram chats or on lives. They're like, if you come out to AZ, we'll take care of you. I was like, oh.
And if I don't have it, I'll tag another shop. I'll be like, go check out this shop. They're closer to you. This is what they got over here. Like, no, we work very close with each other on it. So
yeah, like I've been told multiple times, like you go to the Super Show or whatever, and there's multiple shops in California. There's some animosity. I've been told you can cut the tension with a knife. Like you don't feel that here. Like it's facts. You could walk from like Christian's table to your table to Bill's table to whatever the other tables are at the show at that time, and there's no animosity there. And you see everybody mingling together. Like I can't count the amount of times I see Christian go from table to table to table, and he's walking back with reptiles, and then other owners are walking back from his table with reptiles, because we don't see this competition here. Like I've never been like, oh, this shop is far superior to this shop. It's just whoever's got what, we make it work. You know what I mean? Because that Christian specializes in some stuff that nobody else specializes in. You specialize in things that nobody else does. Bill specializes in things, and it makes like this perfect market in Arizona to where you literally, if you need something, you're gonna find it.
Mm-hmm.
Pause real quick. I got something to capitalize with Vanessa pertaining to that. Okay, so Vanessa, let's be honest. Let's say you and I, obviously we're friends. I owned a pet shop right here in San Diego, and you would come visit and whatnot. And after a while, you would just see my standards dropping and dropping and dropping. What would you tell a friend like that? And honestly, like I said, you've kept it real with me. So what would be an approach to someone that you're friends with that just like you could see it slipping and maybe they don't see it? What would you do? What would you do as a friend like when it comes to that?
Oh, you've met me, MJ. Does this mouth stop running when I'm honest?
But I know, but tell the people, like let the people what they should do if they have a friend that is just not keeping up standards. Well, I mean, what does a friend do to a friend like that?
No, I'll first check with you to make sure you're all right, because you should be running your shop tight knit. Make sure you're okay. I mean, we all go through our own things, but I'll straight up be like, hey, everybody's mentioning me that your shop's not looking as clean as it used to. What's going on, man? Like, let's clean this up. Let's look good for this community. Let's make sure these kids are getting the right things. These people are getting the right things in there. So, yeah, no, I'm the first too that people will come to me and let me know what's going on at shops too, because I'm neutral. Like, I want to hear it. I want to hear about my store. Constructive criticism is the best thing you can ever take from somebody.
Very
yeah, it sucks. You can get all cranky and butthurt about it and listen, and then take a day to realize and be like, you know what, shit. MJ was right. I need to clean my act up. Like, just take that time, but make sure we stay clean. Like, we need to stay clean here. Like,
And that, I just want to say, to have friends like that is freaking awesome. I wouldn't want my best friend to tell me, be like, hey, you need to clean this shit up, or fix yourself.
Absolutely.
And we actually do got people like that. Like Eden's Den, Gio tells us, like, every day, keep our shit together.
Yep.
When we're falling off.
The thing that sucks about having a pet shop, though, is like people do expect everything to be prestige. So our glass gets cleaned at least once a day. Our waters get changed once a day. Like, it's crazy, because if you see a dirty water dish, people are like, oh, it's a dirty water dish. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they literally just pooped in it. But we'll get them changed out too. I mean, we want to make sure that it's nice and clean. But yeah, sometimes you gotta take a little step back. If there's only one poop in a water dish, it's been today. Like, give us a little bit of time to make sure we get it clean. Because let me tell you, how many of y'all change your water every single day at home?
I can't stand it when they poop in there, so I have to change it as soon as they poop in it.
I mean,
stinks after a while.
You know why they poop in water, right?
Yeah. It helps them.
Wait, why they poop in water?
Yeah. You want to know? I tell kids, where do you poop?
In the toilet.
In the toilet.
In water.
Yeah, it feels great.
It's like pooping in a swimming pool. It's the same.
Never done that though. That's a little weird. Not gonna lie.
So I was just at Great Wolf Lodge with my nieces, and somebody pooped in the pool, and they closed it down for the entire day.
Got a little
And
chocolate,
it was
chocolate
not like
day.
a little one. It was. It was everywhere in the pool, and this poor guy had to get in, and he had to net out the pool, the poop. I felt so bad for him.
Nasty. Oh my god, that's so nasty.
I'm surprised it stayed all together. It was a big solid shit. It's like, oh
no,
my
it
God.
didn't. It was everywhere.
Oh yeah,
that's why they shut the pool down. It spread.
Oh, that's.
Hey, but hold on. Going back to what we were talking about. So obviously, you do your best to try to give advice to someone, and it's really up to them, right? It's kind of like that whole lead a horse to the river, but it has to drink on its own type of thing. Yeah. So if my standards didn't change, and you knew that, my shit just wasn't what it should be, would you do business with me?
I mean, I wouldn't do business with you just because I don't believe that you should give money to people that aren't taking care of their items. But I don't see you not taking that advice from me and getting it done. You got to keep in mind, sometimes people have things going on and whatnot. It's not an excuse, but if they don't take the time to fix something after they've been asked to fix something or been told to fix something, then it's not okay. It's like telling your kids to clean their room. If they don't clean their room, then you start taking things away from them. Same with business.
Yeah.
Same with business. By the way, I want to lead that into Happy Father's Day to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Happy Father's Day, and happy soon to be Father's Day to MJ. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Get ready to change diapers. Nope.
I was like, what are you talking about? He is a dad already. He has all them kids right behind him.
Yeah.
That's true. Them are different types of kids.
It ain't the same.
It's not, but
these little fuckers don't run around and fucking jump off. I'm telling you, MJ, father to soon to be father, enjoy the diapers and the diaper changes and the crying and the fussing, because they're unindependent and they're going to be sitting on their little back and their little tummies being all cute and shit. Once I can walk, it's over.
I guarantee
you will be fucking crawling. You will be sitting in a corner, stressed the fuck out. I
promise. Check this out. I'm about to shit on everyone right now. I guarantee there's no way in hell Leo is gonna out fucking squirt shit, scratch, knock over shit as bad as Alice and Mcvay. Okay, Alice goddamn near cost me my fucking $3,000 camera. Okay, and she sharted on my chin as I was putting her back. So bring it on, dude. I'd much rather have shit.
Hey, stop putting this shit in the universe, bro. I'm telling you right now.
I'd rather have my human. At this point, I'm ready for a transition and much rather have to wipe my own kid's shit off me than a lizard at this point. Okay, so dude, whatever, dude. I'm just talking. I don't know. I'm trying to pump myself up.
Do not hand me a baby. Hand me anything but a baby. I will. Yeah. Nope.
Okay. Here's what.
Bro, she's like,
Here's what I'm worried about.
I'm like, nope.
One thing that if you do, like, I don't need a lot of sleep, but I do need sleep. And if you fuck with that, that's when MJ could be a little haywire, you know? So I am concerned that this little fucker is going to fuck with that. And I'll be in that zombie mode. And if I'm in that zombie mode, I don't know, nobody's going to be safe at that point. You know what I mean? But we'll see day by day, right? I mean, hopefully he sleeps like a champ. But maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. How about we stop talking about
it? I'll reassure you. There's a parental, man. Something about being a parent gives you another level of energy, especially in the first, I'd say, 3 years. There are going to be sleepless nights. I promise you that. Like, just accept it, move on. You're going to need coffee and energy drinks, but you'll live, because there's a satisfaction to not sleeping. You are going to get. There are going to be days that you're tried. There are going to be days you want to slam your head against the wall, but the other days pay off way more. I promise you. It's so fucking worth it, man.
I have a solution to all of your problems. Don't have kids.
What do you want me to do? I mean, it's fuck. I mean, this isn't the Japanese culture where I could just drop it in the river. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking.
Oh my God.
No, I am super excited for you. Like, to be a parent is amazing. It's just not for all of us.
Definitely not. And definitely not everyone should have kids. So you're right. No. You're definitely right. And I've seen that with my own eyes, but I'm definitely not one of those cases. I feel like I was put on earth to have kids for sure. I just feel like that. I really do.
Why did you have to point down here when you're like, I was made to have kids?
I was like this. Did I go like that? Oh, I mean, obviously this too. I mean, it all worked. So, I mean, obviously we're all good. We're in a good place. Oh, hey, listen, stop showing Megan's comments, or I'm going to leave. Okay. If you show Honda's one more comment, I'm out of here. She hates Californians. She hates my podcast. No, she doesn't. She loves my podcast. No, but seriously, all she does is make fun of me. So leave her, let's stop. Let's not, no more Megan right now.
Who doesn't make fun of you? I make fun of you.
That's a fact. Every girl in my life makes fun of me. It sucks. It's been like that my whole life. Ever since I have 2 sisters, always fucking talking shit.
Yeah, my sister does that too, man.
Vanessa always talking shit. Megan always talking shit. It's my life.
And when you get the 2 of us together, it's even worse.
Hey, you know what? I still have the whiteboard that you guys wrote initials on. Remember the very first Trap Fest, which obviously I will, being serious now, when you brought Megan to Trap Fest, I was emotionally excited. I didn't think she cared. She showed up. Yeah. So, Megan,
I went and told MJ, I was like, hey, something's wrong in this room. You need to come check it out like right now. And he was like, what the fuck? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And then Megan jumped out and he was like, oh my God. He's like, I totally thought something was wrong. I was like, no.
Fuck, bro. I was really concerned because the last thing you want is either a dead snake or something wrong to happen with all those people around. And you're like, oh my God, you know? But anyways.
I wouldn't put you on blast like that. Come on.
What? No, you did. You kind of came privately. You're like, hey, I have to show you something. And I was like, what? You're like, you need to come into your room. And I'm like, what? You got to be fucking kidding me. And then there's Megan, like, hi. I'm like, what the? That was a good time. Anyways.
Bro, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So,
security.
Yeah.
Let's go backwards because we interned into something I wanted to touch on. Let's touch on reptile shows for a minute, right? Vanessa, you're keeping in your store the right way with the displays, the environment that they need to be in, the habitat, everything is correct.
Correct.
When are we going to apply that to shows? I'm not saying that it's possible overnight, but I feel like we need to take our displays at shows and start upping those too, because where the industry is at, I don't feel shows are following. We're shoving these snakes in little display enclosures. If it was for a couple of hours, yeah, okay, it is what it is. But we're doing this for 48 to 72 hours at a time. They're traveling to and from. When are we going to change that standard? When are we going to make that, make them bigger, make it better for the animals? Because I get it, it's for us, but at the end of the day, the reason we take care of our animals, the reason the MJ's display behind him, it's not just for him. First and foremost, that's for the animals. We make sure that they're taken care of. We're not stressing them out. We're doing everything the right way. When are we going to apply that to shows?
I mean, that'd be something you'd have to ask the show organizer. You know what I mean? But you also got to keep in mind, though, we have limited area to be able to put things. The first show I did in Phoenix for my shop, I brought the cages with me. And let me tell you, it's not efficient to bring the cages and everything else to a show. Do I believe that people could get better with the size of things that they're putting the animals in? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it good for them to travel in the deli cups and stuff to go home? Yes, because it's a lot safer of an atmosphere than being in a cage and being shooken around and whatnot. Yes. But I definitely think we could get bigger size tubs, bigger size cages, and make sure you're sizing animals appropriately for the time that they're going to be in those for the shows. Absolutely.
I want to say something. That's a good actually topic right there, Levi. I didn't really think about, because think about why I stress out so much and many other people stress out about like quote unquote vending, because in your head you think you got to bring as many as you can, right? But that's not really the fucking case. Okay, first and foremost, there are vendors who just bring as much as they can to their table, and by doing that, that's when a lot of things could possibly go wrong. Like the more things you're trying to travel with, the more that's at risk to either getting loose, dying, or something bad happening. I think I really, and because of Animal Con, right? Shout out to Animal Con. Animal Con was something that was like set up like a show, but there was no animals. Of course, there was Babu in the corner with his animals, but still, like there was no animal sales. Like you were just there to kind of meet the vendors, see what they had to do. And Bob sold snakes, but off the property. Like he made deals and was able to ship people snakes and whatnot. And I also think that might be the future of like shows being able to be shows without being threatened of being taken down. Like we all saw what happened with whatever happened with like, oh, you have to have veterinarian signature. Wasn't that just recently happened? I don't know.
That was in Chicago. It put Tinley in direct danger. Did you guys beat that, Vanessa? You beat it, right?
Was that like a fluke? That was like a one-time thing or what?
No, we've had it before where you have to have a vet check all your stuff before you can be at the table.
But it didn't stick. Now it's over. So coming into this Tinley, it's not needed, or it's still needed?
Haven't seen the paperwork come out on it yet.
So we don't know yet.
Correct.
Oh wow.
Wait, so is that?
They'll give you a heads up before. It just depends on what's going on in that state at the time.
So is that just only at Tinley, or is it that all shows?
Currently just at Tinley.
Oh, okay.
Well, so you got to remember though that I don't do all the reptile shows. I'm NARBC and super shows with USARC. So keep that in mind too. So I'm not speaking upon all shows, just the shows that I personally attend.
So you're on the west side versus like the east side, basically.
Well, I do super shows over California. No, no. I go to as many shows as my time allows me, because you got to remember I am non-compensated with USARC, so I do it because I love what USARC does, and I want to make sure that the community is still able to have what we need. So,
but if you were to ask her favorite show right here, Reptile Super Show going down, Anaheim, let's go, woo! Sorry.
Right, I cannot wait. I'm like chomping at the bit to get back to shows. Like this whole month, I have no shows, and I'm like, come on, I need a show. I need something to
do. Making reels on YouTube.
Hey, can I say shout out to Ryan Mcvay? He's a good buddy of mine. He's in the chats. You want to have a deep conversation about shit like this, Ryan will take you for a ride.
For sure. I'll watch his videos.
I've had plenty listen, this is why it's important to go to shows, because if you ever do go to a show where Ryan's hanging out at or set up at, you will have these conversations in the lobby or elsewhere around the hotel, or maybe not the hotel, in a bush somewhere. You never know. But you'll be having these conversations with Ryan that will open up your mind about so many things. And you just got to keep listening. You got to keep listening to people who not everyone's listening to, because a lot of people are in this shit for the money. Let's be honest. Like, it's not about the well-being of the animal. It's not about showing like the future, what the future holds. It's about like, how much money can I make right now off this shit? And Ryan's not about that, obviously. So shout out to Ryan.
Don't speak for everybody on that, MJ, though. Keep in
mind.
Not
everybody, not everyone. It's there's a percentage. It's a demographic. It's a you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, how many people are there just with their enclosure setups? How many people are there just to show what they should keep their animals in? It's like 2%.
We need more of that.
That's all. Yeah,
I see what AJ's talking about. That'd be pretty cool, though. Actually, that would be pretty awesome.
Well, we do. I think we do a decent job of that here, Vanessa, don't you? Where we've got people showing off their displays and lighting and correct ways of doing things, and we've got 3 or 4 vendors that show up every year with like enrichment items, and that's all they're selling for the enclosures to go into. It's for that to go into the enclosures.
We're a little bit different at the Phoenix Reptile Expo. We're a smaller expo, and they only let a certain amount of each thing into it, so you get a good variety so that you can learn about a different variety of things. So we're definitely different. James and Drew, who are in charge of the Phoenix Reptile Expo, they definitely make it a different type of community altogether, just in general. So it's a different kind of show for that reason. But yeah, we have a great variety at our shows. So
Vanessa,
all the shit are a great variety. Yeah.
who's the one set up that has like a lounge in the middle of their, like is it the chameleon people, or not chameleon people, but like a chameleon breeders? There's like all these amazing big PVC built enclosures with all these like pothos plants, but then you can like sit down in the middle of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a lounge.
No, I don't usually sit at shows, MJ. That's your job.
Oh my
I think that's
God.
Apex.
Wow, that was brutal. I'm just saying it's available. Like I don't sit. I mean, I just sit.
It's I think it's Apex that you're talking about, MJ.
No, I think his name's Dale. I think.
And I think he owns the enclosure company, right?
Yeah, Asian.
It's Apex. I'm pretty sure it's Apex Customs.
I'm gonna look this up. I don't think it's Apex. I think his name's Dale. It's something with a T.
They're interchangeable enclosures, right? Like you could switch them in and out, turn it into like a 4x4 or 2x2, and
I don't even know if it's on the. I don't even know if it's NARBC or Reptile Show who had this set up. I think it was Reptile Show. Anyways, I'm pretty sure they'll be there again this year, and I'll show you. What
okay.
About. Anyways, okay, let's talk about Garrett's, booth. Reach Out Reptiles. I just feel like even though he does have animals there, it doesn't look like he has animals there. All you see is really fucking neat enclosure. So I don't know. I think I don't know. I just get scared taking animals at shows. That's just me personally. Like some people got that shit down. Like, Chad Holker, Steve Morris, Bob Balls. Like you have these people that just do shows left and right. Troy Schroeder, like just animals at doing shows. You know what I mean? Tamara, that's them. Thank you very much. That's who it is. Levi, you were so off. Apex.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyways.
Note to self, I know where to go chill and find MJ now.
I got my own booth, dude. Listen, Anaheim, come kick it. You can even I'm gonna be live and direct from Anaheim, but I got my own. I'll be vending.
You have your own booth?
Mm-hmm. Wait, weren't you there at Pomona? Like this year? I had my own booth there. Do you not remember?
No, you weren't on my cool radar then. I was like, I'm out. I'm not gonna hang out with MJ.
Wow. All right, guys. Listen. Have a good night. I'm out.
Yes, I saw my booth.
Okay.
Remember, you wanted to use my booth for a little bit, and I was like, you can't have my booth.
I mean, that's when I'm traveling. That's when I was trying to linger on to certain things, but I'm good now.
Yeah. See, you get your own booth. We'll be at Anaheim together.
Can't wait. You actually, you're coming to the dinner that we're having here Thursday, right?
Hopefully, yes.
That week. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Going backwards. Hold on.
Hold on. Hey, that's a big foul thing. That's a red flag. Never leave Sunday.
No. Never.
Listen, the only one, everyone's mad but Rami, by the way. The guy who actually owns the show wasn't even tripping. But everyone else is like, MJ, why weren't you there Sunday? You're not supposed to do that. Like, technically, you're not supposed to ever vend again by doing that. I'm like, dude, what? Like, but also I get it. Like, I should have been there Sunday.
Well, everybody was looking for it. Like, they always think that they think all the vendors are supposed to be there Sunday, so you missed out on a lot of opportunity. People that want to say, hey.
Yeah, no, you're right. But like we were talking about, I was going through a lot that weekend. It was a pretty hectic weekend, just so you know.
Happens. We all have our things that go on.
Fuck him.
Megan said empty tables look bad.
Looks bad.
It's okay, Megan. Listen, I jacked like 2 shirts off your table, so how about you be there and I won't steal off your table.
Ooh,
I put that on the vlog too. I was at Megan's table, I was about to show it off, and she wasn't even there. So I took a souvenir, and it was a small, unfortunately, but I took one of her fucking tank tops. I put it back, obviously. Did I? I can't remember. Are you going to actually stay? Oh wow, thanks, Zach.
Damn.
I think Zach was one of the guys see me leaving. He's like, "Hey, bro, you're leaving?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's like, I'm out.
I got in there early as fuck too. I was like, listen, I just didn't feel good about my animals being in that cold. I didn't have heat wire or whatever, and I was legitimately worried about these snakes getting sick. And it was cold, man. It was like 50 degrees in that fucking building. Even during the day, it was cold. So on that right there, on top of everything else I was dealing with, I'm like, dude, I just need to go home. And so yeah, but you're right. I'm definitely ready to rock and roll. You can't take them. I gave them to you. But yeah,
MJ, hey, you just brought up a great topic though. Being prepared when you come to a show. You never know what it's going to be like in there. So make sure you bring your heat. Make sure you bring your lamps. Make sure you're prepared for whatever temp that it's going to be within that building.
Yes.
That is key. And that's at any show, even the fish shows I go to. Like, it's a huge thing to make sure, because they keep the building at a temp for the humans, you know, and they try to keep it regulated for the animals as well. But you got to be ready for that. And the more bodies that they put into their shows, the warmer it's going to get. So you got to be ready for that. That's something as a vendor you should be prepared for. That's something you should be, you know, ready for in the long run. Not busting on you, MJ, but just in general.
No, me, dude. I need to make a checklist. I think everyone should have a checklist. That's very important.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen. Okay, so right when Forrest passed away, I went to go visit his place, and Steven and Des were getting ready for, I think, Schomburg, but they were getting ready for a show, and I just sat back and watched them, and I was like, holy shit, this is a lot. But man, every single one of them had a checklist in their hands, and so. I mean, it's just about organization, and you know, you learn. I learned a lot off that first event, and I'm just happy that no snakes died on that show. And I'm ready. I'm ready to come back. And also it's summer, so it's a lot, you know, it's a lot more feasible, I guess you could say. But I have a show question for you, Vanessa, since you do go a lot of shows all year round. What shows do you feel like have the best sales around a certain time of year that you've seen? Not that you are really tapped in of how much people make every show, but in your feelings, where do you feel like people make the most money during the time of the year at shows?
So I don't know that I can really speak upon that, just because I don't sell at the shows, but I find from sellers that if you're engaging, your setups look clean and they're good, and it's easy for people to view them and see what the pricing is, and you're standing up at your table, not sitting down on your phone, you're actually engaging with customers, you're going to do a lot better. The show promoters, they bring you the customers. They bring people in for you. And if you're not engaging with those customers, you're the one missing out on sales. So make sure your setups look good. Make sure you have signage. Make sure you have pricing. And make sure you are talking to people. And that's part of it. Education and talking. Don't sit in a chair and be on your phone the whole time. That's why people are walking past your table. That's why they're not stopping. So I couldn't say that one show is better than the other. I think every show has great sales, because every show I go to, the promoters work their butts off to make sure that they get people in. And you as vendors can also share the information, like showing the flyer right there. Share the post. Share it with people. Get more people into these shows. Like, you want sales? That's how you get sales.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I feel like a lot of people need to start doing their homework on learning how to sell. No offense. I came into this game with a strong sales background. I was sales is my strong game, but for other people, it's not. And that's because some people are strong on other ends, right? Like, or either organization or fucking just the breeding or just strictly like editing, right? But that you got to learn. Like, just like I had to teach myself this YouTube shit, and I'm not like trust me, I did not want to force myself to do this, but I had no choice. I feel like people need to start studying on how to be more people, work with people, not be so like introvert. Because I mean, I always say Justin Gabelka was the biggest introvert in the hobby at one point, where he was walking around the shows with his glasses, shy, not wanting to talk to nobody. Now look, like, you don't ever see the guy. He don't sit down. His tables are just smashing, always talking to somebody. But I think like you have to take that extra step and learning how to sell. I mean, and you're learning how to sell something you love. So you're not really selling anything, right? Because you're just trying to relay information to someone so they understand the value of what you have. So I feel like you're not really selling. You're just kind of like being a people person. You got to build relationships. And when you build relationships, it leads to sales, I feel like.
I don't think the word sell is the appropriate word to use, because obviously we shouldn't be wanting to push and wanting to sell animals to just anybody. Like, so it's not about the sales, but yeah, just being engaging and being talkative. But keep in mind, everybody's different. Some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. So, I mean, it's all about the personality, but it's just talking to people. I mean, it's not as easy as you think it is sometimes. Some of us are not talkative people. But yeah, it's not pushing the sales. It's just getting to know people and talking. And
I love you for that, Vanessa. But let's be real. Like, there's people like Bob Vu where fuck that. He cares about the money. And whatever he makes, guess what he does? He hooks up US Art. And I got to say, it's okay to want to make money in this game. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a fucking monster and make money if you're doing it the right way. And that takes energy. That takes time. You start a Patreon page. You fucking build a community. You start giving back to people who are giving to you. Bob's all about that shit. That's why I give props to Bob. I didn't know Bob was so in depth into sales until I brought him on that recent show. And you wouldn't really know that Bob's a salesy kind of guy unless you're really close with him, because he doesn't give you that vibe. He's just like, he's giving you answers in-depth answers to questions about snakes he has available. And I don't know. I like talking to Bob. And Bob makes me feel good when I hear him talk about a snake. And I feel like that's just maybe him being, a good salesman, but still, like, you're getting a Bob Vu product, right? And a Bob Vu product speaks for itself. And that's why we go back to, we spend our money with the right people, right? We got to make sure that we what do you think about that saying, Vanessa? If you vote with your dollar, is that true or false?
I'm gonna go with it. Sure, no. No.
Let's hear it. No, I mean, explain. I want to hear it from you. Let's hear this.
I'm not about the money. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's not about money to me in the long run. But yeah, I mean, you have to pay your bills, you have to support things. But again, it's not about the money. It's about educating, enjoying the hobby, getting to know people, learning. I'm not a big money person. I'm sorry. I've never been that way. I own a pet shop and I work more hours than you could ever imagine. And I don't take home a lot. And then the rest of the time that I do have, I volunteer because I don't want more money. Money doesn't buy happiness. And I will tell you that money does not buy happiness.
Don't you drive a Ferrari? I'm just kidding. It's a Corvette.
I bought myself a Corvette, and I have worked extremely hard to get to that.
Don't insult the Corvette like that. No.
That's my baby, and it was something that I've always wanted in my entire life. So I worked hard to get there.
You deserve it. And honestly, like, you fucking kick ass at all these shows, Vanessa. You really do. And I've seen you, man. You mean it's not easy going around informing people. Like, you're the ringleader when it comes to US Arc shit at shows, and it's awesome. And I just can only imagine. I don't know. You seem like you have raw energy. You're kind of like me. Obviously you have something in you that just keeps you going. You know what I mean? So
when you love what you do, how can you not have energy?
There you go.
Like, I love what I do every single day. I absolutely love it, and all the opportunities I've been given in the last couple of years have just been, I mean, I can't even explain how happy I am.
Facts.
So, and I get to meet people, lots of amazing people.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Vanessa, you touch on something that I don't feel any of us talk about enough. It's not about the money. Like, yes, to some it is, but at the end of the day, all right, MJ, I'll give you a prime example. What's the last time you heard Emilio talk about money? He doesn't. It's just about that burning passion, bro. When that man speaks, it's fire. He runs business.
You didn't let me answer, but okay. I didn't even get the answer, but okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
No, you're right. He doesn't talk about money. But also, Emilio, hold on. If you really want to talk, I mean, I'm going to drill you on this a little bit because you're bringing up someone who's a private guy already. Emilio is not someone who likes to fucking blout out what he does, period. Like,
yeah, he doesn't.
Emilio's a fucking selective person. He only if he tells you something, he trusts you, right? But even when it comes to that, you're right. He's not talking about money. He doesn't brag or anything like that. But he does let his positive, like, he's somebody who builds. Like, he can really bring people together. And I feel like that's one of the Emilio's strong suit. But Emilio is about his money. Have you even asked him, Emilio, you about your money? I guarantee he'll say, fuck yeah, I'm about my money. But that's not what it's about. But motherfucker, we need money to fucking stay here. Like, hello, like, all this costs money. Everything around me costs money. Okay, it costs a lot of money. And honestly, like Vanessa says, all her overhead costs money, but she works so hard to where all of it's going back into what she loves. And it's kind of like me, right? Like, fuck, I want to say that I have a lot of money, but I don't. Everything's here. It's all fucking here. But because I love it, and I couldn't be happier. Having all this is better than having it in a bank account, and I'm like, hey, look what I got. No, fuck that. This is like, I'm the happiest person on earth right now. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm sure Vanessa feels the same way when she walks into her pet shop. And how many dogs you have, Vanessa? I love your dogs, by the way.
I only have 2.
Okay. Well, that's 2 is better than 1. I'm just saying.
I used to have more, but I got happily divorced. So yeah, I have 2 now.
I like the flip on that, because sometimes getting divorced is a happy thing.
Oh, well, when you tell people you get divorced, they're like,
I'm sorry.
No, I am freaking happily divorced.
She's
that
saved.
is the difference.
The woman is saved.
Happily divorced, 17 years, and I'm free. I'm good.
How much weight have you lost too? You've been on quite a journey with your transformation and whatnot. How much weight have you lost over the last 2 years?
60 pounds.
It's awesome.
Damn, that's good.
Good for you. Look at that. Killing it.
That's what happens when you get to have a happy life. Happy life. Do what you want to do. Love what you get to do. Yeah, it's
animals, travel, and Corvettes, bitches.
I tell people, pets are my passion. Pets are my passion. People, they come after that. It's all about the pets. And I actually tell people, when you start working for me, that's my hierarchy. That animals come first, then my employees and their family, their extended family, and all that. And then my customers come. Those animals are high up. That's the first thing that comes in my life.
How many employees do you have, Vanessa?
10.
Wow. And how seasoned are these employees? They've been around for a while, or are you kind of delegating like come and go type of shit?
I look for personality. I hire based upon personality and what's inside the person. 100%.
One of my biggest fears, Vanessa, is, and I think I'm in a good place with who I have to rely on if they need to check on my room. But like, let's just say at some point, I'm like I have kids and there's a lot going on, and I do need that help. How do I build trust? How am I able to trust somebody by just sitting down, talking to them, and thinking, okay, I feel good about this. They should take care of my animals. I don't know. I don't know how you do that, so I'm curious.
Just judge of character. I mean, in general, you're always going to have people that are going to be dishonest and are going to do things that they shouldn't be doing. But I mean, that's just the way of life in general. It's a hard thing to learn, but it is. I'm a good judge of character for the most part, and it's not easy though. I mean, I trust people when I'm traveling the whole entire weekend. I have an amazing general manager, an amazing manager, and my employees are all awesome. I mean, I can't complain about my employees. Like they're rock stars. They keep my shop running when I'm not there.
If you had a position available, you were to fill it, and that person just wasn't right, how quick would you be to like terminate that person versus like giving them a shot and trying to train them? Like if you really see it's not going to work out, or you someone to just say, fuck it, this ain't going to work, we got to let you go? Or do you like give them a shot and like let them be there for a while, that type of shit?
No, I train and I teach, and I will help you through things. Like not everybody's made for it. I have a 4,000 square foot pet shop. You think everybody knows everything about my shop? No. Like you got to learn, you got to educate, you got to give people a chance. I give kids their first jobs. I teach them how to get into their next jobs. Again, it's all about education. I am probably, in the 11 years I've been open, I think there's 4 people that have worked for me that I no longer talk to. The rest are still customers. They're all people that come in. They're all people I still say hi to. And that's the way it should be. You got to teach, you got to learn. I mean, you learn things every single day. I learn things every single day. So you can't just let somebody go because they're, not doing the job right. Some people are slower than others. Some people are faster than others. So you build your team off of that. You find people's strengths and weaknesses and you put them together, and that's what makes your team.
So at your shop, you got a little bit of everything, like reptiles, fish, like what kind of animals or what kind of reptiles do you have at your shop?
I'm the kids' first pet type of pet shop. I don't really cater to hobbyists. I'm leopard geckos, crested geckos, bearded dragons, all the smaller kids' first pets. Ball pythons.
Smart.
I don't do retics. I don't do boas.
Smart.
I do. But I want the kids to come in and be able to manage the animals that they're wanting to take home, first of all. 2, it's retics require bigger cages. They're not the best pets for kids. I mean, there are kids that I have that I've set up with retics because they're ready for retics, but It's not that, oh, mommy, I want a snake. Let's show you this snake, a ball python, which is suitable for your kid, for the age, because it's going to live 20 years. So keep that in mind as well. So this is going to need to go somewhere at some point in time. So I cater to the kids' first pets. When it comes to reptiles, my fish and stuff, I'm more hobbyist / enthusiast and kids as well, too. So.
You want to talk about expensive? That fish shit is expensive, right? Like, that's a whole other level, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I have 360 species of freshwater fish alone, over 4,000 gallons of salt water. Yeah, so I go big or go home. But it's a lot of work, though. A lot of work. A lot of water changes.
What does best in your shop? The aquatics or the reptiles?
It's all over the place, honestly. When one area is not doing well, the other area is. So it just it goes in shifts as things change, honestly. So it goes in a lot of different shifts. And that's, I think, why I do so well. But again, then it's hard for me too to train people because I have so many things. So my new employees call me a walking encyclopedia, which is kind of fun. So, because I'll be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. They're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, I've been in this industry for 25 years. And
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, that's impressive. And you own that shop for over 10 years now, right?
Yep, 11-year anniversary next weekend. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, that's huge. Honestly, I give you so much props for that, Vanessa, because, you know, like I said, the biggest reason why I have problems with pet shops is because you walk in and you just see them on their way out. Like if you walk in, you're like, oh, this sucks. Like at least in San Diego, you know, like I've been to, you know, unless the other two that been here for years, there's this other shops that you see pop up. You walk in, you're like, damn, this probably isn't going to be here in a year. And sure enough, you go back and it's not there no more, you know? And so
but that makes me sad, and that really hurt, because when I first opened my shop, I didn't have a lot of money to open it, but I built off of it, and I still work my corporate career for 6 years into my business. So it's not easy. The overhead's not easy. Building your clientele is not easy. It takes a lot of time. And when anybody here literally tries to open up shops, like they come to me and I'll give them the nitty gritty. I'll send them everything to your no, I do not carry mantis shrimps because they are tank breakers.
They
not
break
yep.
tanks?
They will break tanks, correct. Yep. So that's not something I special order them in, but I do not carry them in my shop. That's not worth the risk of them popping a tank in my shop. Yep.
I didn't know they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, do you carry crabs?
We're the only shop in town that you can get crabs and roaches all in one spot. Oh yeah, we carry crabs.
Look at MJ. Why is he laughing?
We've got crabs.
MJ better be laughing because he understands the reason I'm asking that question.
You are savage, bro. I know.
Right?
I know how you act.
If I think it is what it is, then I know what he's talking about.
The sad part is he probably thought I was going to be like, oh, yes, we carry fiddler crabs and hermit crabs. And I'm like, nope, we got crabs. Yeah.
Levi, you're a sick one,
What's up, Jason?
Well, I wasn't making fun of anybody on this panel except for Chris with that question, just so you guys know.
Well, because I went and got my niece a crab, okay? And I said I had a crab for my niece. And the crab died.
Oh, no.
That's not the fun. See, that's not the funny part. Gio took that shit and ran with
it.
Yeah.
They started saying I had crabs. Yeah, it was a whole mess.
The OGs know. So, moving on.
Itchy.
No, that's
itchy. Oh my god!
How can a mantis shrimp break a glass? I'm looking at it.
I was kind of curious about that too.
Oh,
like,
they are pretty big, bro. They're like the size of like. Dude,
they pop them. So all my tanks are glass in my shop. So I mean, the chance of them doing it is not like as often as you would think it would be, but it's not worth the risk for a pet shop. It's just worth the risk. No.
Come home to it or come inside of work with a big flood, you know, with fucking dead fish everywhere. That would suck.
But see, that's the nice thing about owning a shop, though, too. I make those decisions. I don't carry iguanas. I don't carry sulcatas. I get to make those decisions because I'm the owner, and I know things that are not going to do well because we already have too many of those that need too. So, yeah, there's things I won't bring in because of that.
So you're not about the money, though. Like, let's be real, because that is a prime example. Like, I you know what? I don't even give a shit. Let somebody come after me for this one. The shops that are about the money are selling the retics. They're selling the boas. They're selling the fucking bigger species. They're selling whatever. Sulcata tortoise go. Anybody that walks into a shop, they can have a batch of them, 50, and they'll be gone in a week because they're cute, adorable little animals. And not once do you hear, hey, that thing's going to get massive. That thing's going to cause you a nightmare. It's going to end up in a fucking rescue, and it's probably going to suffer and die before it can see the end of its life cycle.
But that again,
nobody wants to talk about it.
Comes to owner. You can carry those items in your shop as long as you're having the proper conversations about them. And that's the key, having the proper
I've been into one shop. I've been into one shop that sells sulcatas where I know they have that conversation. And it's really disappointing. The other shops don't sell them for that exact reason now. Like, we finally moved on in this industry where people like yourself are doing it the right way, where you're not selling these big species as the beginner animal. You're not there for the dollar. You're not like, okay, cool, thanks for the couple $100. Have a good day. Whatever happens to the animal happens to it. You're thinking, wait, you're way ahead of the game. You're not even offering. You're doing exactly what I can't even tell you the amount of people I've had this conversation with. You're leading the way in what we're talking about, making the change in the overall industry of stopping that. Like, I see it at chain stores all the time. Oh, here's the retic. Here's the retic. Here's a retic. And it's a mainland. It's like, dude, you fucking ask them if they're ready for that? Like, yeah, it's cute and adorable now. In a year, it's not going to be cute and adorable. If it's in a male, when it's breed ready, that kid's not ready for this. The parents aren't ready for this. It's going to end up in a freaking rescue. And it's going to die. There's no I'm done sugarcoating shit. That retic's gonna die. The rescue is limited. They're stacked to the fucking roof with animals that should have never been sold in the first place, and nobody wants to talk about the bleak future of the animal.
Know your industry. That's key too. Most of the pets that I do get relinquished to my shop, they didn't come from my shop. They come from the big box stores. And then now I, as a small shop owner, am taking on those animals, which is insane to me, and is not the way it should be. But
No.
What happens?
It's not. And I mean, my heart goes out to you. That's a fucked up situation to be in for anybody, for a rescue or a shop or anybody getting that animal surrendered to them. You don't know what you're walking into.
Correct.
You don't get much of the backstory.
Nope.
The person's too ashamed to talk about it.
Most of the time.
It's an absolute nightmare. Like I posted a story a couple of days ago, I think it was yesterday, about the boa that I took in that was left in a back room to die. I'm going on my second year with him, and he is finally on the up and up. Like, he's come up and then he's plummeted back down. He's come up and then plummeted back down. Like, we've been fighting RIs. I have been fighting all kinds of internal issues with him not eating, no matter how well the husbandry is, no matter how much stuff is perfect, because he was in such a neglectful situation prior. He was literally on the verge of death, and I brought him back. And now he's finally putting on, this is the first time he's almost doubled with it. And he's staying consistent with his food, and he's not getting an arm. Like, to know that you guys go through that on the regular, my heart goes out to you. Baby Justice Reptile World, he's a huge rescue in California doing God's work with these animals and stuff that he tells us about. The rescues I know here in Arizona, it stops here, and I just can't commend you enough for what you're doing with us. I can't. Like, that is literally what the industry needs.
And everybody should do that. That should be the standard in general. Like, you should be selling the right habitats, the right setups, telling people how big this is going to get, and just teaching them that. Be prepared. Let them be prepared for it. There's no reason not to. There's absolutely no reason.
At the same time, though, I feel like we never know who we're selling to anyway. Like, we don't know that person's going to turn around and go put it in the rescue. Like, oh, never mind. I thought I could take care of it, but I can't now.
Well, that's the exact situation we're talking about, though. I think I can take care of it. You're not educated enough, and all of a sudden you got a fucking 14-foot monster on your hands.
No, but I'm also saying, but what if he comes into you, does all his research, and tells you everything about the snake, and then turns right around and says, "Oh, never mind. I don't want this snake. I can't take care of it anymore."
It's easy to
Sometimes that happens.
It's easy to play the part. It's easy to fucking make it seem like you know what you're doing, and you really don't. That's all. I always, I feel like the more questions you ask, you can kind of dig through that. But then again, you're right. How many people do we know we have to ask those kind of questions to? I think it's so smart, like Vanessa, what she's doing. She's sticking around safe animals to work with. And most importantly, she's attracting the children to come in, because that's the future. This hobby ain't shit without fucking these young kids wanting to do this as they get older, okay? Are they going to want to do this if they keep running into fucking slither files? Probably not. You know what I mean? Are they going to do it if they run into a warming, welcoming pet shop where someone like Vanessa and her employees are going to put them on game and obviously not have their life at risk at some point? That's the thing. It's all about doing it. Like, not all money is good money. And that's probably why, Vanessa sticks to like not caring about the money, because money could really take over a lot of things, obviously, as we see. Yep. That's when, listen, I know there's so much money to be, even till today, there's so much money to be made in this industry where you don't need to be greedy at all. It's like first and foremost, you believe in karma, Vanessa? What comes around goes around at all? I mean, I just want to ask you.
No, absolutely.
Okay, I think that works especially as well with animals. I think animals are so special to somebody higher up above all of us that if you do right by these animals, good things happen to you. Swear to God, things land into your lap. You work your ass off and you do right by these animals, somehow you find yourself in a position that you never thought was going to happen. It's weird. But you do wrong by these animals, you're going to fucking go down hard as fuck. Watch. At some point.
And you're right.
Some point, mark my words. I don't care if you've been in the game for the 80s and you're still being a piece of shit. You're gonna, when you die or something, when you go out, we're gonna find out. This will all come to light. So that's why it's like, all this. I think the era's over of being a bad keeper and not telling people. I feel like you're gonna get caught at this point. Someone's gonna either come by your collection and take those videos, and it's gonna get spread. And it's that easy.
Yep.
Now. The power of the internet. We are not in the 90s no more, man. We have the internet now, so it's that easy.
Hey, AJ. Go ahead, Vanessa.
The internet's not be used for that. Like, seriously, come on, people. Like,
Vanessa,
I'm sorry.
But I know, but that's Vanessa. We're not even just talking about the animals. Any kind of news outlet, any kind of exposure, they go to the internet. It's the internet. That's how people let it out now. You could sit here all you want. I could sit here and say, guys, stop going to the internet. No one's gonna listen. The internet,
No, they're gonna, yeah.
Internet is where it goes down at, and you
People
have to
want
embrace
drama.
that.
People want to sit there and be drama, and that's
right. But drama has two different ways, right? There's like, oh my God, who's pretending to be upset about something that they shouldn't be upset about, right? But then there's legit drama. Like, there's shit that should not be brushed under the rug, and because of, like I said, the power of social media, when that drama arises, it's gonna be fucking out on the internet now. There's just no hiding it. Like, and like I said, this guy's closest people turned him in. You know what I mean? So there you go. It's just the evolution of where we're at in the reptile industry. But it's just not the reptile industry. Everyone's exposing everyone. I mean, I watch a lot of different fucking YouTube channels and see a lot of stuff in the rap industry and stuff like that. And it's Cusco.
Right.
All right, listen, let's talk about hugging and being loving and just being a great person.
There we go.
Yeah. Everybody love everybody. Everybody love everybody.
But hold up, because
here we go.
On what you were talking about, though, like, all right, so on both sides of this, though, like the biggest thing I would like to see from the reptile industry is the nonsense drama and the serious sorted out. Because the issue that we're having with Samson, you've got some of the biggest names in this industry that want nothing to do with it because there's so much petty drama. It's so deep. Hard to sort.
It's deep.
Because they go, okay, so they haven't seen the photos, right? That's okay. Not everybody sees everything. I understand. Some people just aren't on the internet like that. It's facts. But they don't want to get involved because yesterday there was drama about so-and-so talking about so-and-so, and it was the biggest thing since sliced bread. So they don't get involved with it because there's so much pettiness in this industry and so much nonsense and arguing and bickering over stupid shit that when the Slither files come up, and it's been around for ages now, it takes this massive tidal wave of momentum to get the point across. Those photos had to come out. Then those photos had to be blown up, and they are everywhere. And again, it's like you said, it's hopefully Netflix doesn't get a hold of it, but it takes that to get the point across that this is serious and not the next petty drama fight.
Levi, if I didn't have this podcast, you didn't know me that well, and we had this brief conversation, I just said, you know what, man, I'm never on the internet. I don't pay attention to that shit. How easy is that to say that? But then you really are on the internet. You are obsessing over everything. People are gonna say, oh, I'm not into the drama. Yes, you are. You're just not fucking publicly saying it because you have some sort of attachment. But people are like Vanessa says, people want to see this shit. It's what goes viral. You know what I mean? But then there's cases of it. Like, there's stupid, like, oh my God, what's your problem? This is so stupid. Why are we talking about it? And then it leads to this Slither Files where it's like, okay, this is a real problem. Or the FWC, the fucking slaughter case, you know? But here we go. We're talking like negligence and just the lack of knowledge from a government agency, a bunch of fucking dipshits, right? To Samson Pruitt, the guy who year after year gets accused of the same shit over and over and over again. And then finally someone said, enough is enough. And they gathered the information they gathered. And now it's at where it's at. Will this all be brushed under the rug at some point? I don't think so, because I think finally this guy's booted out of almost every show. He's booted out of Morph Market. But it's not going to stop. More drama is going to keep coming. It's a part of life. Drama will never stop at all.
Well, and that's fine that drama's here. But here's the thing. Be the bigger person.
Yeah,
like, I would love to ask everybody to please be the bigger person. And if you have something against somebody, let's be adults. Have these conversations. Have conversations outside of social media. Why are we blasting this on social media? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it? There's absolutely no reason. Do you need attention? What do you need right now that you have to do this and you have to say things about somebody else and attack somebody else on social media where everybody else can see it and air your dirty laundry? Why cannot be adults and have conversations, dish it out? If you don't like each other, that's great. At the next show, smile, do that fake grin, that great to see you, and walk away. Why? Why can't we be adults?
Be cordial.
Be cordial. You don't have to like everybody. We all don't have to like everybody. But there's no reason to dish your dirty laundry online where everybody gets to see it, where it brings more disrespect to our community, which we do not need. We do not need the bigger people watching what's going on in our community and saying, these guys don't got their stuff together. Look at them. There's a hole in their industry. Let's get them. Let's attack after them. Because when you got a hole, guess what they're going to go for? They're going to go for it.
Yeah, Retic community.
Man, and,
Oh
and she's
no,
MJ.
MJ.
Okay, no, that
Anything in general. Like, why?
I get it. I hear
and,
you.
and Vanessa's preaching right now for real. Like,
no,
I
but
know.
hold on, because I've been saying that shit for years, Chris.
But we
Correct
don't
me if
care.
I'm wrong.
We don't care.
no, yeah, we all have.
Stop fucking arguing over stupid shit and fucking slamming each other.
Well, stop
because
arguing with me.
Shut up. That is exactly what the government wants, is for us to tear ourselves apart, because then they don't even have to do anything. They sit back, they relax, they drink a beer while we ruin each other. And again, so this is going to segue in my next big thing, Vanessa. If you had the power to do so, right? If we could get the industry together, united, like we keep fucking preaching about, get the government to where we can go on the offensive, if you will. So we're not constantly on the defense and reacting. We're being proactive instead of reactive. I guess let me rephrase this question. Do you think it's possible that we could get this industry together, go on the proactive against the government, and get it to where we can start focusing on shit like working on importing retics? Because let's be real, mainlands are running out of blood. It was discussed in a podcast that'll be coming out soon. But it's not just them, it's the carpets too. It's our Australian species. Do you think we're ever going to get to a point where we can have U.S. art be a representative on that level, to where they can approach the Australian government and be like, hey, what do we need to do to be able to import these animals again? What do we need to fix? What regulations? Because right now, we're so focused on the alerts and battling the government and battling each other. It's a serious topic. Like, we're gonna run out of blood. Yeah, there's illegal importation and we're gonna have F1s. There's not enough of them for as fast as the industry's growing. Let's be realistic here. There are scientists that have said it. Eventually, we're gonna run into inbreeding issues, and we're gonna run out of that F1 blood. We're gonna be limited to what we have here, and it's just we're gonna run out. So, what is it gonna take to be proactive to get these new species coming in legally, the right way? And again, we want our hands clean. We don't want to be talking about, oh, well, if we need F1s, we got to do it the shady Crutchfield 1970s way.
I mean, but in all honesty, that's where it started. You got to keep that in mind. The reptile community has not always been this big and this active. So we should be thankful one US started as long ago as it did. It might have been smaller then, but it's growing, because without US art, we would be a lot less in our community right now. Let me tell you. I think the biggest thing is we want to be proactive. Reactive is never the way you want to be in any type of situation. But right now, that's where we're at. And we need help with that. We need people to stand for USARC, to become a member for USARC, show up at shows, help us out, volunteer, spread the word. And when the alerts come, please share the alerts. We literally do all the back end work. We read all the crazy wording and put it into easy wording for everybody to follow through it. And it's, that's what we need right now. We really just need people to help so we can get to a point where we are proactive. Are we going to be at the top of the food chain? It would be amazing. Absolutely. It would be amazing to be at the top of the food chain. That's where you always want to be. Can we get there? I mean, I'm not going to say we can't get there, but we need the numbers. And as stupid as that sound, I hate saying we need the numbers, because I'm not a big politic girl. I'm not that person, but we need the numbers to be able to get to that point. There.
What's more important? Is it the same thing when you pay yearly versus paying month to month as far as membership goes, right? Membership, you can, either way, you're a member, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But the biggest thing is people don't understand that. What's the lowest membership tier you could enter in at, Vanessa?
Bronze, $40, and you get a free shirt.
That's for the year?
$40 a year.
Isn't there a month?
And a free shirt.
There's I think it's a $5. It's for students, $5 monthly.
Okay, but even those people enrolling, because God bless, a lot of people are hurting right now financially. There's a lot of different situational thing money wise, but just by having that is a number, right? That's what you mean by numbers.
Well, and it's not even that you have to become a member. Join our Facebook groups. Join our email blast.
Just follow, just support.
Correct. Just follow, support, share the
That
alert.
should be automatic. Like that's free. That's free. Okay.
Correct.
Nothing's better than that. You know what I mean? It's like, simply you should be hitting this like button on this podcast because Vanessa's killing it right now. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you guys you subscribing everywhere. And also too, if you have a fucking podcast in the reptile industry, I will say props to you, Levi, whatever he's doing, fucking texting or some shit.
No, he's I don't know what he's doing.
He's over. He's checking. He's asking someone else if he can join their podcast.
Esco, that is freaking point on. If you own a snake, you can afford $40 a year, you get a shirt. And guess who touches those shirts?
You. Hey, yo.
I know those suckers out to you.
You can set your energy drinks aside. You can set your coffee. Fucking people that go to Starbucks every day that own reptiles. I see it. I see it in their posts.
But anyways,
set that shit aside and become a USR member.
I want to
There's
give you
also people out there that
Why you guys say it like that?
we have people in this community that are willing to pay for your membership to become a member.
Yeah.
We have Gary from Constricted and Addicted. He has literally mentioned to people he will pay for your membership if you are having hard times right now, but you want to become a member of USR.
Okay. I'm gonna say some real shit for anyone out there. Okay, just because I mean, if you check the records, I've had a gold membership for the last.
And Levi, thank you. Yeah, see.
I've had can I talk? What's up?
No.
What's up? I'm about to open up right now and cry almost. And Levi's texting. Vanessa's over talking me. This is ridiculous. What are we doing?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be around that because some people find this offensive. Not me, obviously, because I'm close with Vanessa and people know how much I support USR. I talk about it on every fucking podcast. I'll be donating. When do I get paid from YouTube? Tomorrow I get paid, or 2 days I get paid from YouTube. So I'll be donating every super chat I made last month over to USR. Okay, but like I said, Vanessa, if you check my records, 2022, 2021, I've been a gold member. This year, April came along. I was supposed to re-sign up. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have the $1,000. Okay, I really didn't. Just bought a house. I have so much stuff going on. Okay, people shouldn't be attacked for that. You know what I mean? If someone just recently didn't re-sign up on their yearly thing and they want to wait a couple months, I feel like some people need to be careful how they're going after other people as far as like, well, you know, you don't have that badge on whatever, or you don't fucking support USR. You know what I mean? So I do feel like it's definitely case by case, Vanessa, because you know people who've put a lot of money into USR when times were good, and maybe times aren't as good, and that's why they're not able to do what they can do right now. So I don't think everyone should be judged off that also. You know what I mean?
Let me say something on that, MJ, though. The fact that people took the time to look to see if you had it, to come after you, get something better to do with your life, please, and thank you.
They made a YouTube video of me calling me a bully. They have a lot of time.
And it's not even you in general. Like, just because you have it, do they know what you've done for the past? Do they know what you've done for USR? No. Then mind your own business, please.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it. And like I said, you don't even have to be a member. It is $40 for bronze. But join our newsletters, join our Facebook, our Instagram, join our Facebook, our YouTube. Like, join all those. That's free, and it's free for you to share those alerts because spreading the word is the biggest thing we can do. Spreading the word.
And that's
So
united.
I just want to say something really quick, MJ. We also got a USR shirt too. Anything that y'all like purchase a shirt that goes to USR. So see USR.
So yeah, how does that collab work? That's awesome. I'm coming out with a bunch of shirts actually for Anaheim, and I'm down to donate a percentage of my shirts to USR. So how does that work? How did that collab work, Vanessa? I'm curious. That's really cool.
How does what collab work?
I mean, I don't know. So you just put the USR logo on there, and you're going to donate some of your. So you didn't talk to them about it. You just said, hey,
no, yeah, we talked about it.
You send us an email to get information on the logos, and then we send you over the logos. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Anyway. And it's, I mean, and this is the one thing I will say to you. USARC is not always about the money, but unfortunately, USARC is sometimes about money. And that's just because we need the money to go up against the lobbyists. We need that money to be able to get the people.
So we need more Bob Goos. We need more MJs. We need more hustlers. Hello?
Dude, yeah, I'm trying.
Or guess what else is free?
Hey, good.
What else is free, MJ?
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
Volunteering your time is absolutely free. That's what this club does. I volunteer for free. There's multiple people that volunteer their time for free. MJ, you do your podcast. You put Blast on. You guys all do it for us. Guess what that is? Free.
Shit.
Right.
US Art
So-
is in my 3D intro. Do you know how expensive that is? Ask Adler.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
That dude's expensive, bro. Ain't nobody.
No, he's the man. I'm just saying though, my sponsors pay money to be in that 3D.
Ain't nobody touching that 3D intro.
Adler tax. No, I'm just kidding. No, Adler's the man. Honestly, Adler is very affordable, and I think anyone should go to Adler if they're trying to fucking elevate their marketing game, for sure.
Hey. And if you don't got the money to pay for Adler to do something, join his Patreon.
So I wanted to add something else too, because we had somebody come on the podcast and had negative views on US Art. Me and Levi had him, and we talked to him and changed his views. We told him to go back, look it up. Yeah,
Who's that? I mean, he's cool now, right? Because I'm just
yeah, he's cool. He's
was
cool now. It was Chuck
Okay.
Chill Chondros.
So
Oh,
that
God.
is something that US Art does combat.
Chuck.
Yeah, you know Chuck. He was funny.
He was hammered,
But-
wasn't he? Was he drunk? Was he? Drunk?
I'm not sure.
He was
I
talking
don't
about
think so.
rap. Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
He wasn't
needed-
drunk.
Maybe he
Promise
needed-
No, he legitimately was like, no, I haven't really looked into US Art, like, and all that. So
Oh,
we,
okay. It was just lack of research.
yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I will say right now, it took me 2 years to actually know what US Art stood for. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't give a shit. And this is a problem. This is a big problem. I didn't give a shit until I started doing a podcast. And then
There's Brian.
everyone, and then obviously Brian, like you know, the more you tap into the industry, the more you realize how important US Art is. And so God bless Chuck. Maybe Chuck was didn't know enough. And as soon as he looked into it, different ball game. US Art is our friends. We need US Art. It's super. It's like kind of getting a receipt when you come into something. Like you need to fuck with US Art. And honestly, Vanessa, like I said, as tough as times are for most people, guys, if you have social media, just follow and subscribe. That right there is a number, is what she's talking about. That doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And anyone out there, just go right now. Check right now. US Art, follow and subscribe right now. That's all you gotta do.
I'm going to touch on something that you just brought up, MJ, is the fact that, you know, there are sometimes that people want to like say things about US Arc and they're not happy about US Arc, but a lot of that comes to them not knowing what US Arc is and just
Yeah.
being educated.
That's
on
what it was.
Again, it's the biggest word is education again when you sell an animal. So MJ, you didn't know about US Arc because you hadn't heard about US Arc. It hadn't been brought to your attention. And that happens. I mean, how many things be brought to your attention? You know what I mean? It's all about spreading and getting to know. Those are things. When you open up a shop, you got to spread the word. You got to get people in. You got to teach people. You got to bring them in. So, I mean, it's the same thing with US Arc. There's many shows that I go to, and there's some vendors that don't know what US Arc is. But I'm not a jerk about it. I'm like, oh my God, you're at a show. You don't know what US Arc is. Da, da, da. That's not the way to approach it. It's like, hey, this is great. Let me talk about US Arc. It's all about the approach and how you come off. It's like new keepers when they come in and they're like, set up their habitat and they show you, and people are like, oh my God, that's too small. And da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Knock that off. They were told by somebody that this is what they were supposed to set it up in. And if you sit there and you bash them and you're mean to them, guess what? They're not going to ask for questions. They're not going to ask to be educated on it because we're going after them in the wrong way. Please
Yeah.
take a step back and be like, hey, that's great. They're in a 10-gallon. They're going to get bigger. I would recommend going up to a 40-gallon at some point in time because this is what's going to suit them for the rest of their life. But for right now, yes, they're small enough to be in that. But in the long run, let's go up to a 40. Let's change your lighting. Let's do this. Let's do that. But don't come at it in a mean way. Please, I beg you. I beg all of you. Come out in a nice way. The nicer you are, the better in the long run for everything. Everything.
A US Arc auction will change your life too. And I think that's kind of what it was for me, because I saw Miguel, I think he dropped like 3 or 4K on these pink slippers. I had no idea why. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Next thing you know, he's like 12K deep. And I'm thinking, I think I'm out of place. I'm like, because I remember obviously I came into this game really like, fuck, money was tight, you know? And so here I am hanging out with these goddamn ballers just dropping shit at US Art, but it's all that they got out of the hobby. So, and it's like now, like, you know, obviously I'm not spending 4K on slippers like that guy, but, you know, I'm giving what I can to US Arc, and it feels great because it's what we need. It's kind of like, it's like, I don't know, it's like almost our tuition or not even tuition, but like, it's like a sense of where someone needs to go to bat for shit that we don't know how to do it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know where
They're
we US Arc.
They're literally our lobby. They're our NRA for gun owners.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
I love Phil, by the way. I think Phil is a fucking man. Phil's a guy, dude. If it's anybody we need in US Arc, it's fucking Phil. Goss. I just want to say, Phil, I need that podcast, buddy. Vanessa, you need it. I know you told me to hit him up. He hasn't responded. So I need you to help me with that.
Phil, let me tell you guys about Phil. Phil works day in and day out for US Art. Phil, he has been an amazing mentor to me. He is amazing to work alongside with. Without Phil, US Art would not be where it is today. Phil used to be, he's a one-man show. He really is. He is amazing. We have a board. I'm on now as well with Phil. We have a couple other people, but let me tell you, without Phil, US Art would not be where it is today. And yes, MJ, he probably has not gotten back to you. He's a little bit busy. You know, he's traveling. He's got a lot of shows and a lot of stuff he has to deal with, but he will get back to you. I promise you. Just give him time.
To be honest, I
Not to mention, you just broke me. You like just crushed my heart. I asked Phil to be on my podcast, but Vanessa, what?
Dude,
what else?
Dude.
Hey, if anybody wants to do your podcast, reach out to me because I'm available because I still haven't been on MJ. So just, you know, hit me up. I'll go on MJ's eventually. You know, at some point in time. I'm just kidding, MJ. I did crash your Tinley podcast just randomly.
That was a hell of a time, by the way.
It was great. Yeah.
That's why I felt like, you know, it was hard to follow that. We just needed to relax for a little bit.
Okay, let me add on to Chris's too, real quick. Now that we're talking about Phil and US Arc in depth, so the other part of that conversation was Chuck was given a negative perception on US Arc from the jump. So where we have people that don't know, we also have a good majority. I would say it's even larger than the unknown of people that have a negative connotation from wherever it stems from of US Arc. So Vanessa, the statement was that US Arc takes more losses than they do wins, and it's a fear tactic to get people to spend money. Now, I want to hear your response to that. Mine's already recorded.
If you guys ever wanted to go to one of the US Arc board meetings, we do post everything from them. No, our wins are greater than our losses. Let me tell you, our wins are huge. I mean, we may not announce all of our wins. Maybe that's something we could do in the future so you guys can start seeing our wins versus, you know, just alerts. But no, we definitely have a lot of wins, and some of them are silent just because they're smaller wins, but they're big wins in that area, if that makes sense. So it's not like the Lacey Act, you know, where that's a huge win for us. We have smaller wins in smaller areas, but they're still wins, and we don't always announce those because, you know, it's specific to a certain area. But no, US Arc has a lot more wins. And keep this in mind too, just because it doesn't affect your area doesn't mean it won't at some point in time. So where we battle something in one state, snake, oh my gosh, yeah, snake, in one state, doesn't mean it's not going to trickle down to another state. So keep that in mind as well. It may not affect you right now, but because that state did it, another state might be like, oh, you know what? They just tried this. Let's see if we can try it too. So also keep that in mind. And we all know how many people in how many different states. Tell me somebody that you only know people in your state.
No, that's facts.
Tapped in everywhere now. That's the beauty about this, guys. We always say, other than the animals, it's the people you connect with because of the animals. And you're tapping. You know, after a while, when you build these relationships, you know people in every state now. You know what I mean? And you got to utilize that. You got to start, you know. But it also starts where you're from. You know, you got to start working your own area. I will say, man, I was just moved this morning. You know, I'm on top of Barczyk's vlogs, and he put out a vlog where he, you know, the city, like, I forgot exactly what it wasn't like an award ceremony, but it just shows that how rooted and involved Barczyk is within the own city and the community and the mayor and whatnot. That right there, like, fuck, man, that's what I want to do someday. Is where I'm going to council meetings and shit like that, and kind of seeing what we can do. Because think about it, if you're that close to the mayor and shit like that, like, how tapped in are you with the animal laws? You probably know what's happening, and maybe you might have an influence. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a good people person. So I gotta tell you, man, I kind of want to work my way into knowing who the fuck works down in the city council and shit like that, and maybe start going and just speaking my mind, saying, "Hey, listen, I'm MJ, coolest reptile podcast in the world. I take care of my animals. I'm not a neglector. What can we do? I want venomous." I'm just kidding. No, but I'm serious. So I just think it also starts where you're at. Also, how about this, Vanessa? Like, you know, I was talking about how I was talking about how every now and then I'll see a pet shop store pop up in my own area, right? I think even us keepers should go educate pet shops if they're not supporting US Arc. I've already done that before. I've taken collateral. I've taken like stuff, flyers that I've gotten from you guys and just dropped it off. Hey, can I leave this right here in the front? And I mean, how hard is it to do that? Especially if there's a pet shop that you already go to. You know, some people you know, they have to go to pet shops to pick something up like it's like gecko food or something quick, crickets or whatever, you know. So it all starts wherever you're at, I feel like.
It does. I mean, obviously, I know Arizona state laws very, very well. I own a pet shop, so I know my laws very, very well compared to other states. And it does start with your own area, your county, your state, your area. Obvious, yeah. That's very, very true.
Hey guys, I have to leave in like 5 minutes. Can we do like can I do a wrap up question, or what's your guys' game plan? I didn't even ask you how long you guys plan on going.
I don't think we set a time. Go ahead, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, Vanessa. First and foremost, I want to say I respect all your hard work. I want to say that I anytime I see you at a show, I get happy because your energy, like you're just somebody pleasant to be around, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But how do you really feel about overall the reptile industry, the future for the reptile industry? Like, do you really go to bed at night feeling that we do have a great future, or are you kind of worried? Are you concerned? Like, what for somebody who's been around as long as you have, how do you really feel about the reptile industry right now?
I think as a reptile industry as a whole, we're amazing. We're bringing a lot more into the hobby, a lot more people into the hobby. I think the biggest thing is just education, MJ. I mean, I would love to see a lot more education going on, a lot more people getting involved with those that are new to the hobby and teaching them. You know, there's no reason to keep secrets. Let's teach people. Let's, you know, educate. Let's keep this hobby alive. I mean, I've been here. Well, I'm truly in the hobby for 25 years, but obviously I've had pets my entire life. So, but no, I again, it just goes back to, let's be positive. Let's focus on some positive energy, guys. Let's bring some positivity into this community.
I mean, because always, you know, being brought up angry, I was always told how anger doesn't help. And you're right. Being angry, going after someone, that kind of thing might make you feel good for a little bit, right? But it doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
You know, and there's levels to that, right? But I'm just talking about like joining in on people talking shit on comments, or being a part of something that just does not make you even grow as a keeper. I feel like even when it comes your way, right? Like obviously, Chris, Levi, you guys will get to a point where you'll have your haters. If you don't already, you'll have your people who are literally talking shit to you. And I got to tell you from advice, hit them with that positive fucking flip, man. Just be like, you know what? I hope you have a great day or something. I got to tell you, that's how you really destroy somebody. Not that I want to destroy somebody, but that's how you end it. That's how you really end what they're trying to start with you, is by just hitting them with something positive.
The saying is kill them with kindness, MJ. Kill them with kindness.
It really works.
Just be nice. They might be having a bad day.
Exactly.
They might have a vendetta against you for whatever reason, but you know what? I kill people with kindness, and you want to know how many of those people turn around and then they end up coming to me and be like, you know what? I was having a bad day. There was no reason to be like that towards you.
Mushrooms, Vanessa.
No,
that's what helped me. No, listen, I had crazy road rage, man. Crazy road rage, because in Cali you're getting fucked. People don't stop here. People run red lights. Everyone's in a hurry, right? But then again, maybe some of those people are in a fucking really big rush. Maybe somebody's hurt. Maybe something, they're about to lose their job. At the end of the day, like, it's not hard for me to get out of their way. Like, holy shit, look at this guy. Like, God bless them. I hope they get wherever they need to get to safely, versus like, fuck you, I'm coming after you, pull over. Like, that's like, and I'm glad you said that. You don't know what other people are really going through. And that's why,
be kind.
That's why, you know, I hate the demographic, the bottom feeders, but the bottom feeders are a bunch of miserable people, and misery wants misery, and that's what it comes down to. You can't entertain that. You got to walk away from it, and that's just what it comes down to. You know, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you know, we hate drama. Well, we hate people being miserable, but at the end of the day, there's people out there miserable. What can you do about it? You can't do nothing about someone else's situation in life. So if they're upset about it, just got to let it be. You know what I mean? And just kind of hit them with kindness. Just do what you got to do to hit them with that positivity slap. That's not really a slap. It's like more like a hug. You know what I mean? Is that better? Well, am I glitching? Is that me?
No, I think it's her.
Oh no! She looks pissed. But she's like, MJ, I'm gonna fuck you up. Let's see. Hold on.
What happened to her phone?
You are robotic, Vanessa.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Her face looks like she's so over me. I know that's not her face right now.
Yeah, you should screenshot that and send that to her.
Yeah, hold on. Don't. Yeah, hold on.
Vanessa, I think if you can hear us, I think you got to leave back.
I got it. Wow. Whoever tried taking that away, I'm gonna hit you.
You're like,
oh, she left and she's gonna come back.
She's coming back. Anyways, listen. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Vanessa, she's a real one. I appreciate you, Levi. I appreciate you, Chris. I thought tonight really went well.
They did.
And guys, go give these two a follow, subscribe, please subscribe to these guys' YouTube channel. You guys keep killing it. Levi, Chris, keep that dynamic, man. You guys are awesome. Have a good night, okay?
All right, peace, MJ. Thank you for that.
Peace.
I don't know what it's doing.
You're good now. I think
Yeah.
it was MJ.
It was like I didn't want to hear MJ's final comments, so I'm like, I'm out.
He's like, Vanessa, you're a robot. That was funny.
No, he knows that I'll say it how it is. So he was like, yeah, no, I'm a big positive energy girl. Even when there's negativity, I won't sit there and dwell on it. There's no point in it. Absolutely no point. And people have bad days, and you never know where somebody's come from or where they've been. So just be nice, be kind, be nice.
Man, that's all I know how to do. Especially when people are yelling at me at the gas station because I work at a gas station. So.
Well, I have my share of customers that definitely like to get on my nerves, and I don't allow it. I don't allow it. Nope.
That's where I'm at. Like there's a group of individuals in the hobby that get on my last nerve, and they're definitely in that hater list that MJ was talking about. And I ignore them at this point. Like I don't care. Like you're there, cool, do your thing. You do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and we're just gonna coexist. Like you said, you're in. Yeah.
I think of it this way: why would you sit there and focus your time and your energy on something that's going to be like that? There's
I don't know.
Your time.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying with the Samson thing. It was like I can go and take this to the internet and make it a big thing and drama, and we can beef it out and whatever. I got bigger shit to focus on. I am focused on the Samson thing. I have a mainland, 2 enclosures open. I've got super dwarfs all around me. Like it's personal. Looking at those photos, so I do want to see Samson taken down, and whatever it takes to end him and use him as the example, is the way I'm taking it with Samson. It's not drama. We are going to put an end to him, his facility, his little girlfriend, and all the nonsense that's gone on there with the animal abuse, and that's got to be the example. Look, we're not tolerating this. This industry is not this. We are not going to allow this to go on. That's important to me. And that's the way I'm looking at it with the rest of the petty drama. Like, look, cool, you want to talk shit? Cool, do your thing. Go over there, do your thing. I don't care. You don't exist to me. We got bigger fish to fry. We need to make USR 15 times bigger than it is, because the reason I asked you that question, that's what I want to see out of this industry. And I think we're all on the same page that I want to see us grow big enough that USR is proactive, that we've got the government sitting off. They're not worried about us no more. Yeah, we're going to have our little things come through, and that's fine. But they're little things. We got the little, they become petty. Now we can focus on Australia. Now we can focus on Indonesia. We can focus on making the world unite in this industry to where we are like the Arizona network, to where like, okay, cool, we need to import 15 retigs to get some F1 blood in here, and we need to import some carpets to get some new blood in here and keep our line strong and keep our animals healthy. Because at the end of the day, it's about the health of the animal. It's not about making money and importing these animals to sell them. It's about bringing new blood in. It's so important. Boas are going to get that way. Africa tomorrow could be like, you know what? We're good. We don't want to export animals anymore. It's all a big thing. But if we have USARK there to advocate for us, to be like, hey, no, we need these animals. We need this, and this, and explain the science behind it, and have that lobby there that we don't have now. That's goals. That's where I want this industry to be.
But then again, you're also trying to put USARK in a different position that's not technically their position at all. You're saying that we shouldn't police things, but then you're also saying that we should be the ones that say yes or no to bringing things in. So you gotta think that way too.
Well, not saying yes or no, but to advocate for us, because they're not going to listen to us. They're not going to go, hey, FTL or Flexin and Vanessa or MJ, you guys are fucking podcasters. But if we had somebody, well, even if it's not Phil, but somebody up Phil's statue where he's got all this legal knowledge and all these degrees and all this backing, they're going to listen to him. They're not going to listen to us. Like, that's facts. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. I know how the governments work, and I know petty, low-level people, they're not going to listen to him. But Phil's doing what he does because he's of that level. Let's be real. If these alerts came out and Phil wasn't there, they're not going to listen to us. They don't care. There's no legal representation there. We don't have a lawyer's degree. We're not in the legal field. they automatically dismiss us. No matter how much knowledge we actually have, they're not going to listen.
I don't know that that's generally true, that they're not going to listen. I think it just comes down to having the right people in place and the right conversations in place. And believing in the system.
Facts. All right, Chris, you haven't asked a fucking question all but two. Ask a damn question.
Bro, I've been listening. Vanessa's been talking. She's been preaching. I'm sorry. I mean, what do you want me to say? Everything I wanted to ask, MJ pretty much asked.
I know MJ was everywhere. Like,
yeah,
damn.
and then when he got there, I was able to ask some questions. So my only thing is my wrap-up question.
Well, that's it. Vanessa, you got things to do?
I mean, I've got orders and normal stuff, but I'm good. I'm chill. Whatever y'all need. That's what I'm here for. I told you I was going to do this, so I'm here. I'm here.
But and then the question I wanted to ask too, she answered too, was like what started you into this hobby? But she said she's been doing it for 25 years. So I'm like, damn, there goes that question.
Well, she's been doing it for 25 years, but let's specify that question. 25 years ago, what set the fire? What was the spark?
What?
How did this all come to be? Like your initial contact with a reptile, what or a pet, what got the fire started? Where was it? A Steve Irwin episode? Like, what set that fire? Because we don't just one day wake up and we're like, oh, you know, I kind of want to do this. It's more of like we see her do something. What was it for you?
I grew up in a small country town where there was nothing better to do than flip rocks and play with animals, literally. And my first pet, are you ready? Red-eared slider named Fred. A turtle named Fred. And I kept all kinds of just collared lizards and other kinds of lizards. And yeah, I grew up in a small country town where we had nothing better to do than play with animals. I wasn't really a people person. I am actually I am extrovert to a T. Put me in crowds of thousands of people. I am ready to hang out and have a great time. Put me in smaller groups. And I literally am like, yeah, I don't want to talk. I'm super hidden. So, but then put me in my element with smaller groups, I do okay. But then once you start talking to me about like who I am or those kinds of things, I shy away. I'm really good at shying away from that. So, yeah.
She's like, oh, I gotta do something.
Oh. What was your first pet? Who owned a red-eared slider first? I did. And guess what? I will never sell in my shop or recommend to people red-eared sliders. But Fred is what started it all for me. No.
Okay.
You got to start somewhere. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. So did you catch Fred in the wild? Like,
I don't think so. I think he might have come from a pet shop, honestly. Out in Chino, I grew up in Chino Valley, Arizona. We didn't really have water. So he had to come from somewhere is my guess. Yeah.
Okay.
No, all the stuff that I caught wild, I didn't really keep for long periods of time because I would I'm such a nerd. I would catch them and then I would create little circus things for them to go through and like little like boxes for them to like go through tunnels and stuff and see how fast they could do it to get to like the cricket or the worm that I found outside and yeah, teach them to walk on tight ropes and yeah, that was me. That's how I played with lizards and snakes and other creatures.
Yeah,
I would
awesome.
Centipedes and scorpions together. I would put them in 2-liter bottles and let them fight. And then I would add a horse in. Yep. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? When you're in a small town, there ain't shit to do.
No, it was better than the alternatives of what other kids were getting into. So I was the weird kid that played with bugs and animals and reptiles. Yeah.
So who won, the centipede or scorpion?
Neither actually. Neither win. Yeah, it was. They would get bored with each other and then it was done. And then it was like, okay, cool. I'm going to let you guys both go. I'd give them food and then I would release them.
Oh. Hey, you know what? At least you got a positive outcome out of it. And it's like you said, there's other things that could have influenced you to take a negative path. So
I don't know. I was more of a, here, look, pull a snake out of my pocket. Here, hold my snake at school. And then get sent to the office and go home.
Max.
It's a great way to get out of class. Like, I think I want to go home today. Here.
Yeah. Here, hold my snake, please.
Hold my snake.
So, Vanessa, I do have a burning question that I haven't been able to ask yet that I wanted to ask earlier on, but it is what it is. When you're in your shop, where do you navigate to? What is your burning passion right now? What animal do you find yourself spending the most time with? Because obviously you're in a pet shop, so you have a large variety. But we all know we're biased deep down inside, and we have one that we navigate to. What is yours?
A fish.
I don't. I don't have. I mean, obviously, I own a macaw. I have a blue and gold macaw Mcvay. He will never go anywhere. My dogs will never go anywhere. But I am just very passionate about animals. I have kept everything under the sun. I'm down to 3 animals at home. That's it. I had over 3,000 at one point in time. But no, I don't have a particular animal. I'm not going to lie. I love them all. And I love working with new ones and learning about them and whatnot. I mean, I have my favorites at the shop. I have Moana the Tegu. She's a permanent pet. Picasso's our Panther Chameleon, permanent pet. I have my display tanks. I have the Fly River Turtle, Miss Piggy. So, I mean, like I have like, you know, my display animals at the shop, and they're my personal, you know, pets that I have. But yeah, I don't have a favorite. I know I should, but I don't. I think I love everything just in general.
Okay, real quick before we get any deeper, Micaiah said, can you talk about Florida and what's going on there since all the drama?
What's up, Micaiah? My ace boy.
That's Mika.
Oh, Micaiah? Huh, I'm just kidding.
Mika.
I'm not sure what he's meaning about the Florida drama in general. Maybe
I think it's like a two-part question. Like, what's going on in Florida? Seeing we got the Samson thing basically covering the industry right now, and there's not a lot going out.
I think the biggest thing is that, so Florida has their own USARK. I know everybody probably knows that. They have USARK Florida for a reason, because Florida is definitely the one that they get picked on quite often. So we have our own entity for Florida right now. But that does not mean, like USARK and USARK Florida, we work very close together with each other. So they're 2 different entities, but it's definitely, we're united, we're together. So I'm not quite sure what he means by the Florida stuff, the FWC stuff that's going on. I mean, we're still just at a standstill with the FWC as usual. I know USARK Florida just did a charity fundraiser to raise more money to, you know, combat some of the stuff that they're going after. But yeah, it's still just at a standstill right now.
Okay, so you're at a standstill. Like everything's calm for now. We're just waiting for the next thing to come up.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing is, again, if you follow our Facebook page and follow our news letters, it will tell you, it will keep you updated on everything that's going on within the community. So, and then USARK Florida, keep in mind, they have their own newsletter. So join USARK Florida to see their back. Oh, my Lanza.
Oh my God.
And it comes down to, it's a personal thing for him. And yes, you should move there because we definitely don't want you in Arizona anymore. So yes, goodbye.
Oh my God.
Love ya. Just kidding.
Oh my God, dude, we gotta have Vanessa back on.
Oh, that's right. He is doing that, isn't he? You fucking traitor.
Yeah. So keep in mind, though, when you move to any state, things can change at any point in time, guys. So keep that in mind when you move to any state. Obviously, USARK does not want things to get pushed through. That's what we're there for, but keep that in mind. So those certain things that you keep in your bottom drawer, yeah, those can go. I know those are legal. Don't tell your wife that I know about those. But yes, those are legal, but the rest of your stuff you're going to have to check out.
Wait, what, Jordan? I don't got any of that stuff. What's she talking about?
I just love to mess with people. It's
I was like, wait, what?
Like, what's in his drawer? So next time you guys go over to his house, check out his drawers. I'm just telling you. I'm just kidding. I've never been to his house. You're welcome.
I'd be like,
He's like Vanessa eyeing you right now.
Micah's got a banana pie sitting in his bottom drawer.
It's his banana hammock sneak thing. It's okay. We're good. But yes.
So, I love the fact that you touched on something earlier tonight, though, that when one thing happens in one state, all the others tend to follow suit. This is something that we've pushed on pretty strong in the podcast. That's why Florida, thank you for bringing it up, Micaiah, is so... Jesus.
I was like, you really thanking him for bringing that up?
No, not that, fool. I'm trying to stray away from that. Damn it, I see where this is going. Talking about Florida, because Florida, to me, is what sets the example. If we had to pick a state out of the 50, that is the most important, and why it has its own USARK is right. Florida, because if you see what happens in Florida, they're pushing out the Lacey Act, and now we have 2 alerts that almost mimic the Lacey Act. Am I wrong there?
No. So yes, it starts. Florida sometimes can be the problem child. They tend to get picked on a little bit more. And they definitely, things come to them a lot more often, unfortunately. But yes, again, it'll then can start trickling to other states. So just because you're not in Florida does not mean you can't participate and send in things or have your friends send in things when the alerts come out. So, and yes, please support USARK Florida. I joined their newsletter. I don't live in Florida, but I'm on their newsletter because I want to know exactly what's going on in Florida as well, because it could trickle down to Arizona or any other state, and yeah, if you're thinking about moving, keep those things in mind too. Fight for your rights in every state we can.
No,
Absolutely.
facts. Absolutely. 100%.
Absolutely.
And another thing, what?
Oh, go.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
Bro. No, go ahead. Okay, anyways, so how safe do you think we are in Arizona? Like, this is in Arizona only, like very, very specific. Do you think...
So this is Texas? This is
nobody cares
Arizona.
about Texas. Shut up. You got an alert active right now. We don't. Sit down.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we do. We do. We got Austin.
Texas, yeah.
I already know.
There better not be one in Arizona. So honestly, Vanessa, like when I look at the history of things, we tend to get out in front of it, right? And maybe it's because we have you, whatever this differencing factor. We're such a tight-knit fucking community, for one.
Yeah.
We tend to get out in front of things. Like, is there something that we could come from Arizona and start teaching these other states? Like, our community and how tight we are. Like, if something were to pop off, like, God forbid Arizona Game and Fish try something, I don't think they're going to get it off the table, let alone get it out to the next stages, because their inboxes and phones are going to be going wild because we are such a tight-knit community.
I think a lot of Arizona has to do with, one, we have the Arizona Coalition too. So keep that in mind. We have another entity here that also works on our community as well. Arizona,
Hey, shout out to them.
Yeah, they do an amazing job. I love Arizona Coalition. So a lot of people are in the background that you don't even realize here in Arizona that own shops, and they do some of the back end stuff to keep those off of them. I mean, being good friends with Arizona Game and Fish, a lot of the shops here work closely with Arizona Game and Fish, and they're educated about the animals too. So I think that's a huge thing, is getting to know your people in your politics, getting to know the people in Arizona Game and Fish, and them being educated helps too. Because you got to remember, somebody starts these. Somebody who might not be educated on a snake or on a gecko or on this. That's where it starts. And yeah, thankfully, Arizona, we knock on wood, we definitely do not get attacked very often. It doesn't mean that we won't, though. If it's in Texas, that somebody might see that and be like, you know what, Texas is doing this. Why is Arizona not doing this? So, I mean, the biggest example I bring up was when COVID came out. And I hate talking about COVID and whatnot, but when it came out, they did not think pet shops should stay open. The people higher up said that you should be able to get enough dog and cat food to supply yourself if we were to go on lockdown. There's more than dogs and cats out there. But again, it's because somebody has not been educated that there are more animals. The people that were way up here have dogs and cats. So they're thinking, we'll be fine, because everybody is, and I hate to say this, self-centered. We only think about ourselves. Mcvay moving to Florida, we don't care. Anyhow, but yeah, it's those type of situations. They have dogs and cats. They're up here. So they don't even think about the people that have these other animals. So thankfully, somebody was like, hey, we need to make sure these people can get their crickets. They can get their rats. They can get their mice. So pet shops should be included in this being open during COVID. So again, my biggest word, education. It comes down to education.
So if something happens here in Texas, Levi already offered me a spot, so I'll be up in Arizona with Levi.
Oh, done. Come on over.
He's sleeping with the Retic.
Oh, the water's fine here in Arizona, let me tell you.
So
And then,
let me throw this out there real quick. Let's make a future plan. Vanessa, I know you got the show season coming up, but when you have time next, we were teasing with this. I want to get you and Earl on the same podcast, and for the first time, I think we're going to do a topic-focused podcast here, Chris. Agree me, and all the viewers, if you guys are down to support this, let's push that education right there. I don't feel we're talking enough about that and getting a hold of your representatives, because that's facts. We have the Arizona Coalition, so we have a miniature USARK inside of the state. So there's another barrier before USARK has to get involved. And let's push on getting to know your freaking state laws, your city fucking ordinance, and getting a hold of the people that matter most, because it's facts. I can go to Lake Pleasant and talk to anybody Arizona Game and Fish, and I swear to God, my wife's eyes roll in the back of her head. She's like, I'm going to be here for fucking hours, because we're talking about reptiles. We're talking about herping.
Yep.
We're talking about fishing. We're talking
Yep.
about the wildlife. And it's not a bad conversation. It's a great conversation. When Arizona Game and Fish rolls up, and I know several other states, Florida being the number one, but all the rest of them, you see an officer, it tense up. Oh, shit. Why am I blah, blah, blah. Arizona Game and Fish, hey, what's up? How's it going today? Where are the rattlesnakes at, though? Like that's always my first question. Hey, where are you seeing them today? Where's the spot? And it's because they're so well educated with our community and us with them. It's a great conversation. They'll never fucking tell you exactly where, but they'll give you a rough idea.
They will. That's for sure. Yeah, Arizona Game and Fish here is awesome. We're very lucky to have what we have. And then I also do want to bring something about that up. So even if Arizona Game and Fish was coming down hard on us, keep in mind that these people are doing their jobs too. So please don't take it out on these people. Like, an organization is an organization. Don't take it on the people personally. They're doing their jobs as well. You may not agree with it, but again, they're doing their job. So don't take it out on the people that are trying to do their jobs,
I don't agree with it.
That's facts. That's hard facts. And I feel like, right, this is something I don't get to talk about enough because I feel like I am biased in the situation. We need to educate ourselves also, right? From our side to theirs and theirs to ours. Like, we have to come up in a middle ground. Like, let's say that, right, FWC, they have a right to fight the berms and the retics. As salty as people may get about it, no, I don't think they have a right to go out and hunt them and kill them in mass numbers. There could be an alternate route. But there are herpetologists and scientists and people with massive educational backgrounds involved in this where they're going, hey, this is a threat to the environment, and we have legitimate evidence that this is going on. So we have to do this. And that's where we have Daniel to go in and, meet in the middle. Like, okay, so if you guys have to do this, what can we do to help you and us? How can we find that middle ground? I feel like with the drama, right? We're not finding that middle ground. We don't want to meet in the middle of the yard. We don't want to stand on each side of the fence and sit in the center and be like, okay, cool. So we can share the yards, and this is how. And I think we do a well job of that here, but
you gotta remember, it's in every industry. Nobody wants to be the person who comes to collect your taxes, but that's his job, But if you would have done your taxes correctly to begin with, he wouldn't have to do that. So again, it comes down to doing things correctly, educating yourself, and doing what's right.
So what are we naming this next podcast? What? Educational?
Oh, with Earl Jones. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah, I love Earl. Earl is, Earl's my boy.
Oh, my Lanta.
Oh,
House, huh?
No, that definitely got to get that lined up, because we did a podcast with Earl that was based around it, but we weren't as big, we weren't as popular, and I don't think the message.
But he loves our show.
Yeah, we can definitely do something. I mean, every single person on the podcast has touched on it tonight too. I think it's a very important topic that we don't talk about enough. Getting educated in our state laws or regulations. Like, I hate to break it to California folks, but in some cities it's legal to own Gila monsters and beaded lizards. As popular as those two lizards are out there, you read the city ordinance, and there are very specific cities that say no, you're not allowed to. So if you were to post it on YouTube and think it's okay, it's not. And we're big about that in Arizona. I don't have feeders anymore, but come to find out, I was breaking city ordinance. You're only allowed to have 5 rats at a time. It was like, if Arizona Game and Fish were to come walking in and hey, guess what? Those got to go. And I wouldn't have known any better until that live with Earl.
You should have froze them all and shipped them to me.
Well, Earl's amazing for Texas just in general, because he knows everything that's going on in Texas. And sometimes Bill will reach out to Earl and be like, hey, what's this in Texas? What's going on? How can I answer this question? So keep that in mind too. Bill can only do so much in each state and know so much in each state. So if we had experts in every single state that was keeping up with it, obviously I know Arizona very well because I own a shop here. But if we had experts in every state, that would make it easier for USR to be able to reach out to. Just think of what we could accomplish in the long run. Just think. It's being nice.
I actually was going to touch on that too when MJ was like, we should get to know our government. So I was going to say Earl knows the government or the mayor in Texas, so he's really close with them. He works well with them. And Earl calls me every so often, and we talk for an hour or two. So I love talking to Earl.
That's a normal conversation with Earl. When you see your phone ring and it says Earl, just expect an hour.
No,
oh yeah,
I love Earl. Yeah,
it's a good time though. I mean, Earl's the reason I looked into our city ordinance. I've sent emails to our mayor asking to get things changed. Peoria is actually really tough right now because we have so much development going on. Our city manager's overwhelmed, but he said he's going to get to it. He's going to try to see what he can get changed. So, and I mean, we're really cool with Mark Kelly here too. We're blessed.
You could sit there and do nothing, or you can what? Write a letter, reach out to somebody, see what we can do. But what I do ask people to do, if you're going to do that, be nice about it. Don't sit there and be like, why is it like this? Why can't I have more rats? Blah, blah, blah. Don't do it that way. Be nice, be kind, because if you're mean, then they're going to look into it even more. Be like, why is this guy being not nice about this? Like, what should I do? Should I look into this more? Like, what should we change to make this even harder for these people? No, be nice. Be like, hey, why is this here? You know, it could have been written 25 freaking years ago from some random case, like case.
That's exactly what it was. Arizona had a rodent problem due to our kangaroo tail mice or whatever they are. And they were infesting things, so they said just no rats in general, no mice, no rats. That you can only have a limited number, and at least they were nice enough to give us a limited number, right? But Earl was saying to himself, take them lunch, take them donuts, go into the office and get to know these people. Give them business cards, shirts, whatever we're always quick to give out our stickers to everybody in the hobby. Give them a couple of stickers, give them something to remember you by. But the only way you're going to do that is by being nice. Like, oh, hey, you know what? So and so came in the office. They deal with reptiles. Guess what? They need a relocation. Work your way in there. Oh, hey, guess what? Yeah, I went down to our local fire department here. I held like an hour seminar on how to safely remove rattlesnakes because Rattlesnake Solutions wasn't available at that time this far out, and it's done big things for me. I still talk to the firefighters that work in a station like 5 minutes away. None of them had a goddamn clue how to handle a rattlesnake and the proper way to do it. They were actually killing them. Nope.
Yeah.
You know what? People that don't know it, ignorance it kills. But now that they're educated, they all got snake hooks, buckets, and not greatest thing, but rib breakers. But hey, you know what? As long as the animal lives and everyone knows what they're talking about. But now I have good friends at a government level. It's facts.
Educate.
So if we ever have an issue out here in Peoria, something comes up, I can go to them. I can go to the city manager and be like, hey, we have a good report. I don't fully agree with this. And this is why. What can we do? Again, in meeting in the middle. It's not war. Like, hey, no, fuck you. I'm not talking to you. This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. It's, hey, what can we do to meet in the middle? Where can we find a happy ground? Because if he comes back and he does email me when he has time, he's like, hey, I can only allow, we could reasonably allow 100 rats in one spot. Oh, well, I want 300. No, 100 will suffice. It works. Take what you can get, and then from there, and whatever time, let's have another discussion. Hey, guess what? I proved, and X, Y, and Z proved that get involved. This works. So now that this works, can we up it? It's a conversation, not an argument.
It sounds like you're arguing to yourself.
The only thing I argue with on a regular basis is you. I don't argue with my wife as much as I argue with you.
Well, that's because, we're secretly married and you're not telling everybody.
You and Mcvay got something going on that you need to tell me?
I'm joking.
Y'all over here talking about items and bottom drawers and talking about being married to dudes. I don't know, man. But Vanessa.
Yes, I'm still here.
She has to pee too, so.
I do? Oh.
What?
I thought you said she had to pee. I heard her say, we said go ahead and go to the restroom. No? Oh, that was earlier. I don't know. I thought she said she had to go to the restroom. I don't know.
She's not me or MJ, bro. She's not going to leave the podcast to go pee.
Oh, well, I had to pee then. I'm going to go to the restroom.
Okay, well, you do that. See, that he blames you so he can excuse himself.
I know. He's like, I'm going to blame her and say, no. It's only been 2 hours.
Oh, right. Holy crap. That flew by.
This is the thing. I was like, whoa.
Being where you're at, right? Being a pet shop owner,
Mm-hmm.
being the face of USARK at this point. Like, I would love to argue with anybody that has anything to say about, like, I say you're the face, and I think it's facts. You think of USARK, you think of Vanessa. What? How do you feel? Where are you at?
I think so. Phil Phil is the face of USARC, but Phil is not as social as I am. I am definitely a lot more outgoing than Phil is. Phil is personable and he is social, but he's not. I'm a little bit more loud and I'm just a little bit more loud than Phil is too. But you also have to keep in mind that Phil has people that show up to shows and they're volunteers. So, and each show is different volunteers. So I wanted to make sure, stop it. I wanted to make sure that Phil has the help that he needs. So I just started kind of showing up to multiple shows until I told Phil, I was like, hey, I'm going to be here. Let's figure something out. Like, I'm going to show. And I love going to the different vendors and talking to him about it. And again, Phil was not able to do a lot of that because it was just Phil at the booth. Like, it's hard to get out and spread the word at shows when we don't have people to help us with spreading the word at shows. So, well, I appreciate that people think that I'm the face of USARC. I'm not the face of USARC. I am just the loud one who likes to make it known that USARC is here and to teach and educate people on USARC. So I definitely am the loud person that walks into the room. So I can't change it. I've always been this way. My best friend always tells me, he's such a butthead. My best friend tells me, he's like, you're not the hottest girl that walks into a room. He's like, but your personality, everybody wants to know what's going on because you come in and you're like, hello, everybody, let's get some stuff done. Here's how this is going to roll. Let's talk. So, and that's just, I just have a very different aura to me. I have an energy about me that I want to share with the world. So it was bottled up for way too long in past relationships. So I'm letting it all out in full blast as much as I can. So
stay that way. Yes.
If you see the dinosaur, yes, that is me in the dinosaur suit. Yep, that's all me. And yes,
I got a dinosaur suit too.
Yeah, I dance in it and I get kids involved. Kids love the dinosaur. They love it. So, and then people are like, there's a T-Rex. And I'll look at the kids. I'm like, oh, where's T-Rex? Oh my God. And one kid was like, T-Rex is supposed to be a dude. And I just started laughing. I was like, I didn't even know how to comment. His dad was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's cool. I'm like, I don't know what to say right now. Sure.
Definitely speaks for the animals. Definitely.
I do speak. I am the animals' voices. Yes, absolutely. And that's what it comes down to. We have to speak for the animals. They don't have their own voices. I wish animals talk. God, that'd be freaking badass if animals could talk. But we are. Animals should come first in our lives. We are the voices for the animals. So yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Yes.
I just love USARC. When I found out what USARC was and then just started to get more involved and learning more and then wanting to help spread the word, like that's what I came into USARC for. So, and as I said, I'm non-compensated. I don't get paid for what I do. I just love it. I absolutely love it. And we need more people to help us with USARC for sure. The more the merrier. Say hi to the info.
And are those butterflies on your wall?
Yeah, I collect butterflies. So Vanessa means butterfly. Yep. So instead of collecting live animals at home, I collect these ones now. Yep.
You have a favorite butterfly?
No.
Just like them all?
Yep. I don't have favorite. I have a favorite candy. Does that help? Does that make it better? And a favorite food?
It depends. What is your favorite candy?
Kit Kats.
I could get that one Kit Kat, yeah.
Respect. Favorite food?
French fries.
With what? Just plain?
I'm not picky.
I like mine with brisket.
How do you feel about Chick-fil-A fries? Do you really think they live up to the hype?
I mean, it's a French fry.
It's a waffle fry.
I'm not picky. Okay. I am not picky on my French fries, and to the point where one show I was at, everybody knows I love fries, and I came back to the booth and there's like 3 things of French fries, and Phil just looked at me and I'm like, people know I like fries, and they know if I don't eat, I get hangry. So I mean, that's pretty legit. I'm going to be eating fries today.
Oh yeah, who doesn't get hangry? I get hangry all the time.
I'll buy you French fries at the next expo.
See, look, I was about to get hangry right now, and I went and got a piece of pie.
my team,
I thought you were at the pee, bro. You stopped.
I did. Too? I went to pee. I got a drink of water and stopped for pie.
Legit. That's pretty legit.
So I was fast though, right? I was like all in what, 2 minutes, 3, 4 tops.
Yeah, you're gonna want to rewind the tape though, because that time that you were gone, we actually timed you and we talked about you the whole entire time. So you're gonna have to go back. Just make sure you catch back up.
That's all right. I'll edit that and I'll send that to you guys.
So we can just put it right back out.
Is it gonna go with the intro? Because I heard the intro wasn't that great today, but you know what else?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that intro. Blame Levi on that one.
Oh, that's what I get for listening to Adler. I should have kept the original fucking conversation.
Yeah. The other one, I don't know. We thought it was pretty dope. They said it was too many fireworks. I don't know, but I don't know.
You know, if you wouldn't mention it, nobody would even know. They'd be like, "That was freaking cool."
Right?
Now they're like, "Oh, it was not horizontally, vertically, and there was too many colors in it." Yep. Nope.
She ain't lying, bro. She ain't lying. Oh
Nope.
yeah, I could get that with that, Mika. Rallies, yes. I love rallies.
Eh.
Is that in Arizona? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, they're in Arizona. They're off of like 19th and Camelback's the only one I know of.
Hey, look who it is.
Oh, hey, what's up, Chuck?
Oh,
You get that
Chuck's
giraffe
there.
yet, buddy?
Glad you love the start.
Just remember, without USR, we're not going to have giraffes, bro.
Yeah, so I want a giraffe in Texas. Is that possible?
I don't know if they are.
Ask Earl, fool. You asking the wrong people.
No, I think Earl said we could, but I want to keep it in the house.
You can't keep a giraffe. This is why, anyway.
Well, like Chuck said, we could cut a hole in the ceiling in the roof.
I said that.
Oh, I thought Chuck said that.
Chuck
My
said
bad.
he was going to keep it properly in his backyard. On
See, look, giraffe dreamer in the house.
Anyway.
I actually, yes, you can have a giraffe. I have giraffe stuffies at my shop. I will send you one, and you don't even have to cut your roof.
Oh, you know what would be cool if it had a US Arc shirt on it.
Yeah, I know how you can get one of those. You can order them online now. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
And then I will mail them out. I got 50 shirts going out tonight.
I already got mine. Well, I got my US Arc, and then I got this one. And now I'm also sending you one, so.
I know, I'm excited. Getting a shirt. What else? He's referring to Chuck. Oh, my Lanta.
Yeah, we need to get Chuck a giraffe stuffy that says USR on it. That's going to be priority.
That's about as close as he's going to get to a giraffe in his house.
Yeah, you know damn well his wife ain't going to let him get a fucking giraffe.
Look at this. He said, that's like me telling, that's like my wife telling me no more sex and giving me a gift card to Animate. Oh, he ain't lying. But he ain't lying.
You have I mean, your wife's pretty legit then. I would say keep that one. I mean.
That's keeper.
Keeper. She's a keeper.
All right. Man, this has been, what, 2 hours, bro? I wasn't expecting to be that long.
It's fucking Vanessa, dude. I was fully.
No, I'm glad it was long and Vanessa, like, doing her thing. Like, I loved it. It was something we haven't had on in a while.
Now we've had a lot of people join, which is amazing. I love seeing people and all the support for USARC. And even if you're not a supporter of USARC, at least support the hobby, please. That's the biggest thing.
Oh my God!
When did we use a giraffe in an ad? Silly goose. I don't think so.
You should.
Are not reptile related. We don't branch out like that. I mean, it'd be nice if USR could cover everything, but you got to remember it's United States Association for Reptile.
What if we had a retic riding a giraffe and it said, "I support USR"?
I don't think that would give a good picture, bro. Biting a giraffe.
Riding a giraffe.
Oh, riding. Oh, I heard biting. My bad.
Well, it would try, but.
Yeah, no, because then you're going to give people false things, hopes that they can get giraffes and retics together and try to house them. Dave. Oh, my friend Dave's on here. I wanted to be a giraffe when I grew up. Shadow Dreams, man. Dave, I too will get you a giraffe stuffy. You know what? I will bring giraffe stuffies to the next show and y'all can get your giraffes at the USR booth. Does that make everybody feel better?
Hey, so Chuck, you know what that means? That means you got to come to Arlington because that's where it's coming.
Okay, I can bring them to Arlington. I'll make a note. Arlington, bring giraffes for Chuck and all those other random guys that need giraffe stuffies because their wives are not taking them to certain stores. Yep, you guys will all have giraffes.
Either that, or you could get a helicopter and put USARK on it too. Because Chuck wants a giraffe or a helicopter.
I can get helicopters too.
Right? Pretty badass. What's up, Holly?
Whatever Chuck wants. Chuck, what else do you want? Go ahead and throw it in here. Let's see what else we're looking for Arlington at this point in time. US oh my God! Seriously, USATK, United States Association for Giraffe Keeping. Thank you. Yes.
We're about to start a whole movement right now.
Oh my God. Well, Chuck could be in charge of that one.
Okay. Hear me out for a second.
You are president now of USATK. You're welcome. Congrats. Yes, it has. We've gone from talking about reptiles to giraffes.
But hold on. While we're on the mammal discussion, Vanessa, you would probably know better than anybody else.
Go for it.
What is it going to take for me to get a kangaroo in the state of Arizona?
Never.
Red kangaroos are legal in the state of Arizona, but also keep in mind that there's a disease. I just learned about red kangaroos. There's a disease that they get commonly here in Arizona, but also look at your county rules because of different rules there too. But I played with a kangaroo for the first time in Washington at a show, and I fell in love. I got to bottle feed one. I know.
So what's it going to take to get you a kangaroo in your shop as an attraction?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I'm not saying I'm going to live there, but I'm saying I'm going to live there.
So you want to live vicariously through me and let me take care of the kangaroo, but you can come play with it when you want to.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
You might try to pull wool over my eyes, but it don't work. It's a cute thought, though.
What if he volunteers to help?
Why don't you open up a shop and you can get your own dang kangaroo?
That's not a bad idea.
We could do it together, Levi.
And when you're ready to, let me know. I will share all my secrets with you.
See, I feel like there's a plan for this somewhere.
It's called Flexin Shop.
It's called, if you really want to deal with people on a regular basis and have to talk to people, you can't just avoid them or be a keyboard warrior, open a retail shop. Because I'm in front of people 24/7. And it's not easy.
I work it's not face-to-face, but I work in the insurance field. I've worked in body shops for my entire life. And being face-to-face is different.
It is. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Especially, oh my God. When kids come in with clipboards with questions to ask about the animals they want, it melts my little heart.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's so legit. And they're saving their money for it. And then, oh God. All right.
I'm sorry. I just read that right now.
I'm legit. I'm gonna create Noah's Ark. I'm gonna have every single animal, and y'all can just come to me about animals, and I will educate you. And when I ask you all the questions and you don't know them, guess what? You will not be getting from this girl. You will not get the animal unless you know my questions. Be ready for it. Be ready.
I like that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You know what? And that's kind of funny. That is something I do at my shop. So people come in asking for something, and when I start talking to them about the animal and it's not a great fit for them, I will gear them into an animal that is a great fit. And it is okay to tell somebody no, or let them know, hey, this is not the right fit for you at this time, but let's talk about this. This will be a better fit for you. So keep that in mind. And I've had a couple reviews written about me where people have complained that I refuse to sell them an animal and I would not take their money. And I'm like, is that really a complaint? Because I said no because I didn't feel that you were ready for the animal. So now you're complaining because I didn't take your money. Because guess what? It's not about the money.
This is facts.
And I was actually going to ask too. I was like, what about those ones that are throwing tantrums or write a review and you just got into it right there?
If you ever get bored, go read my 1-star reviews. Because let me tell you, 1, I will kill them with kindness. 2, I will tell my side of the story. And 3, most of the time they end up changing their reviews because they know that they were just throwing a hissy fit. They didn't want to be wrong in the situation, and they will go and rewrite their reviews, and they will come back to me as a customer and say they were sorry. And I am perfectly okay with that. That is perfectly acceptable. We all have bad days.
See, but also people got to understand too that you're just looking out for them.
Animal.
And the animal.
Correct. Absolutely. And I'm looking out for them as well. Rabbits live a long time. Hermit crabs, you ready? Mind blown. How long are hermit crabs supposed to live? Go back to the crab conversation. Yep, got hermit crabs. You're
3
welcome.
years.
50, 50 years if properly cared for in captivity. We've been setting them up wrong the entire time we were kids. Entire time. All right, we're gonna start a new fun for Vanessa. I'm gonna open a zoo, and y'all.
You should own a zoo.
And
you should, and let us come work for you.
That is my actual goal in the long run. I would love to own a zoo. Absolutely.
And then we could do our podcast in the zoo.
I want to do a bed and breakfast sanctuary. So you
can come and
stay, right? Come and stay with me. I will feed you. I will take care of you. And you can come help me feed the animals and clean up after the animals and get to learn about animals.
Shit.
Right? Bed and breakfast sanctuary.
So wait, so we go and sleep with the animals too?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Huh.
You're sleeping with the gators.
Okay. I might have to have a waiver or some other random things for people like that, but
I'll sign it for him. He'll sign the waiver and sleep with the gators. It's okay.
He's staying with me because.
Again, I'm going to go back to I will get stuffies. We will have gator stuffies, and y'all can snuggle with your gator stuffies.
Vanessa's going to be like this.
My boy, DNT Retags. You know I'm going to make cookies. I'm going to try to make that on every show where I bring cookies for y'all. I will try to every show.
Where were the cookies at the last expo?
She ate them all.
So Tinley, we had them at the auction, and then I handed them out.
Fuck Tinley! I'm talking about the Arizona show.
I did make them. You didn't follow my post, because if you followed my post, it says who wants bags. You send me your name. I put your name on the bag, and you had to come get them from me.
How did I miss a post about cookies?
And they were.
I don't know, bro. You eat everything, so I don't know.
I made chocolate chip Oreo cookies. They were mixed together, and they were delish.
What's up, Paul?
When is our next one? In August? November. Are you doing this for November?
I will try. It depends on my schedule. So keep that in mind, guys.
Okay.
Wait, are you bringing some to Arlington too?
Wait,
because I heard these cookies are awesome.
And you didn't. Hold on. You knew about the cookies and you didn't tell me. You didn't at least share a cookie with. All right, I got you, bro.
You know why? Because Johnny says you don't share his reels enough. We've been talking, bro.
Oh.
I share no reels now. I didn't get a cookie.
It started with Arlington. I did bring cookies to Arlington first, and it started there, and then it kind of spread. So I ended up making 500 cookies for Tinley. You know how big my suitcase had more cookies in it than it did clothes. Like the guy at the airport was like, he like scanned it through. He's like, "Are those cookies?" And I was like, "Yeah." That's a buttload of cookies. That's right, Chris. Yeah. See.
He's lying, bro.
They were bomb. Oh my god, you guys are just rubbing it in right now.
I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were, Johnny. I'm sure they were.
Jack, they are not naughty cookies. No, they're good cookies. Nothing is.
USARC is lit.
But you know what?
Oh my god.
You know, the reptile community. The best thing is when y'all come to me and ask me what's in the damn cookies. And I'm like, really, right now?
Do they say mushrooms, weed?
Oh, they ask how many milligrams or how many whatever terms y'all use. I'm like, no, they're freaking chocolate chip cookies. There's nothing in them but made chocolate chip. I made chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, Vanessa is an innocent person. You leave this woman alone.
I'm not saying nothing.
I volunteer with the sheriff's office. I don't care what y'all do. Don't care what y'all do. Love what y'all do. But no.
Oh, I used to work for my sheriff's office.
I volunteer with victim services. It's very rewarding. Very, very rewarding.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, I read that comment as Dax is paying my flight to Arlington.
Oh, you got flight? Dang, you got flight reiburnment. Yeah.
Arlington, actually,
I love Arlington.
Dax is our next sponsor, bro. I forgot to tell you. He said he's gonna pay you out to fly you out here.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, Dave says best cookies made. Don't pass up on him. Yeah. I baked some cookies for his fire station. So I like to bake because I can't eat gluten. So I bake for the smells in my house. That's literally why I bake. And I can eat the chocolate chips. So I do eat the chocolate chips. But the cookies I bake because I like the smell. And I sent them to a firehouse, and they were gone. Gone.
Damn.
Man, these cookies gotta be soft, chewy, or something. Even though I don't like chocolate chip, I really don't. I like oatmeal, peanut butter.
I made orange cookies one time. They weren't as big of a hit, so I'm gonna stick to either my Oreo cookies or my chocolate chip cookies for now. But I also have another recipe I'm working on, so we'll see.
Ooh,
You
I'll
should
do
make the
Oreo
orange
cookie.
like an October thing,
A what?
like a Halloween special. The orange cookies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my
Oh
favorite.
yeah, that'd be dope.
Yep. And now the eggs are regular price. Now I know everybody's like, that was expensive.
36 hours, bro. Where are you sending me? Jesus Christ.
Whatever y'all are doing on that plane for 36 hours is
God
never.
damn.
God damn, bro. I'm going across the fucking. I'm going.
You know, your guys' bromances are pretty strong here. I'm seeing all kinds of like bromances. I don't want to know who's with who or what is going on at this point.
We love everybody. We had them all on the show. They love the show, and
Oh, I love
I'm
it.
not gonna lie. I love everybody. Levi, controversial.
What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say? I don't beef with anybody. All right.
Yeah, he don't, but he does handle the beef if the beef comes. He's my bodyguard.
Levi, comment below. This could get interesting real quick. Or like this one time I was with Levi and go, oh I'm just kidding. No. Oh, okay. So he likes my oranges. All right. Okay, that's good to know.
So Vanessa, check this out. We have never met, but that's how close we are.
See, I love it.
This is facts.
Yeah. No,
I haven't met like anybody outside of Arizona. Like I stick to my little cozy home of a state, and y'all want to? Oh, hold on. Time out. I have a very, very, very important, critical question.
Okay, go.
Vanessa, do you go herping?
Never. She said never.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I did, but ever since I lived in Phoenix for 23 years, I've never been herping down here.
What?
I know. Okay, so I was my past relationship. I was literally locked away for a long time. I was not allowed to do anything but go from home to and work. So when I say I'm free in the last 2 years and I just enjoy life in general, I mean it. I like literally mean it. So yes, I need to go herping. I mean, the Josh Frogs crew were here and we kind of went down to the Salt River and just kind of dinkered around a little bit just because they were here and it was last minute. But no, I'm not gone herping. I need to go herping.
Levi, take her herping.
Fuck yeah, we're going.
So yeah.
Invite her, dude. And do that live on Instagram. I want to see that shit.
It's right up the road. It's on the way to the sheriff's office. I know exactly where I'm supposed to go, but I have yet to go. I know.
You're killing me. We're definitely going to set something up.
Bro, when people see this live, their jaws are going to just hit the floor when.
Well, it's going to have to be like a pre-recorded thing because every hot spot I have is a dead zone. That's when you know you're in a good spot for herping is when your fucking phone don't work. Like,
but you know what? In all honesty, I prefer it that way. And guess what? Sometimes it's great to disconnect from the world. You can record it and post it later. But sometimes so when I pick my vacations, I literally tell my team, email only for a reason. Bye, D&T. Love you. See you soon. Mm-hmm. Reptile shows are starting soon. I can't wait.
When is Arlington?
In September. I already requested that shit off, bro. Because I'm volunteering at Arlington.
I might have to put in that time off, yeah. Because I'm going to have to leave on Friday, get there, and then probably come back on Monday.
Yeah, I've been hitting up Vanessa about volunteering because I really want to get in with helping U.S. Art back.
So with the Phoenix flights, we actually luck out. So I fly in Fridays, like late afternoon, and I fly back Sunday night. There's always usually good flights back Sunday night so you can get back home.
See, that's what I'm saying, Dave. Thank you. You live in the state, not any state, the state for herping.
Like, all right, I will go herping, and I will video record it, and I will show you all that I went herping, okay?
He's going to go with you, right?
What?
Huh?
I said you're going with her, right?
See, there we go. I mean, I can go alone. I usually do everything alone if y'all haven't noticed. I'm kind of a loner.
I mean, now you're with us. You're hanging with the cool kids now.
The more the merrier. Yes. I would love to go herping.
So
Can't take the vet, but yes, we can go herping.
no, I've got to try. I'm telling. I got a spot. Are you familiar with Buckeye?
Yes.
Okay. There's a spot out there in Rainbow Valley. Like I've never. Rodriguez, you know Rodriguez Reptiles, Darian. He showed me a spot out there. Well, I'll take you out there. It's fucking lit. I have never seen a spot as hot as the spot that he showed me. Like there are cool spots where like you run into something like every hour or so, every 10 minutes. So it's insane. Anyways, I'm not gonna ruin it. We're gonna go out there. I'm showing you.
I'm in.
Are you a fan of venomous? Like not keeping but interacting, I should say.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's a funny
Oh,
law.
she's on my number one list now.
Speaking of funny laws in Arizona, do you know that to legally collect anything from Arizona wild, you have to have your hunting license? See, that's a fun fact for people to know. So when people collect snakes out here, I mean, obviously as a pet shop, I cannot collect snakes out here and sell them in my shop. That's part of our laws here. You're not allowed to do that. But for people that want to keep them at home, they can collect one from the wild and they can keep it. But technically you have to have a hunting license to be able to collect it and keep it.
And we can't breed and sell.
And yes, no, you cannot sell them. You can sell their cage with them in the habitat, but no. But I also don't recommend people to take things from the wild just because a lot of times they're there to keep our ecosystem going. So there's a reason why we have certain animals out in the wild. So keep that in mind too. We have ecosystems put in place for a reason.
Yeah, but people don't listen.
No, I mean, yeah, that's okay. You don't always have to listen, but yeah, if you do bring something out of the wild and you keep it for a long period of time, please find it a new home. Please don't release it back.
I'm going to ask this only because I've always asked this question.
Go.
And Levi hates them. And he already knows what I'm going to ask. What do you think about hybrids?
Oh, fucking God.
See?
Hybrids, all right?
So here's the thing I feel about hybrids. If it's something that happened naturally, like especially in the wild, that's where we get different things. That's how things happen. Certain things breed with certain things and we get hybrids out of it. It happens. I'll leave it at that.
Huh. Well, she just answered my question to you,
So
Levi. Thank you very much.
Oh, she has the same view I do. Like bat eaters? Fine. Happens in the wild. Putting a fucking Burmese python to a ball python is not okay.
Happens in the wild.
No, it doesn't. Bro, I'm going to kick you off this podcast. Don't play.
Levi, do tell me how you really feel right now.
He really hates them.
Hybrids. I think unnatural hybrids is one of the dumbest things in the world, and nobody's ever going to change my aspect of that. I don't care what your reasoning is; it doesn't make sense.
He says people should be playing God.
If it ever came down to needing to bring new blood in that way, fine, understandable. But we're not to that point, and we have this beautiful, wonderful organization full of wonderful people called USR that is stopping that from happening. So, no.
I mean, it brings up another question like cohabbing. So you'll see at the zoos where dart frogs, there's multiple species of dart frogs in one tank. And people are like, oh my God, that's so bad. And I'm like, is it? So do tell me in the wild where dart frogs live.
All together.
Oh, there's no tape where they can't cross it? They can't go into each other's areas? No way. Really? Huh. So you're saying in the wild that they cohab and they live in the same areas.
Yeah, bro, she got a point.
Right?
My thing with that though, right? Let me give you my mental on cohabbing and this giant controversy in the industry. I almost feel like cohabbing is one of those things that the OGs have not talked about and not been like, yeah, this is okay. We can do this, because it's one of those things that people don't do it right? You can cohab certain animals, but it's about doing it right.
But see, that was going to be my next point. They're out in the wild. How open is their area?
Exactly.
Wide open.
If you're going to you have to, there's so much studying and education that goes into cohabbing animals. Like you got to, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. And that's why I think it's always been like a hard no. Like anybody that's coming new in that, oh, can you cohab? No, just no. It's very frowned upon. Just don't do it. Now, somebody that was like 10 years into the industry, yeah. You know, okay, cool. You got that education, you got that understanding. Yes, you can cohab basically anything that is found in the wild in this area, if you replicate where the proper habitat and the proper sized enclosure, yes, you can cohab boas. You can cohab retics. You can cohab just about freaking anything, but you can't cohab them in an 8x2x2.
But also keep in mind that in the wild, they also tend to eat each other sometimes too. So also keep that in mind.
See, they say that. Okay, they say that, but there was a guy on Instagram. He was cohabitating a bearded dragon and iguana in the same tank.
Two opposite spectrums.
Yeah,
bro, I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that. I was like,
that's why we just say no, because you get somebody that thinks that's acceptable. You've got one that requires a decent amount of humidity. The other one's a dry species. Why are you cohabiting them together? You're going to kill one or the other, not by each other, but because you're not giving them the proper habitat. You're not taking care of their needs.
So the thing was, he said, was because they never attacked each other. So that's why they stayed together.
This is facts.
I mean, they may not attack each other, but that doesn't mean that their setups are properly done. So keep that in mind too. It's all about the way that
right? And he gets to get him now because he lives like what, an hour away from her?
Hour and a half.
Right.
I don't like leaving home. Like, no offense, but like, I'm a homebody, dude. Like, this whole working from home thing has been so nice. I don't have to deal with people. I'm the opposite of Vanessa. I hate people. This is facts.
See?
Oh no,
I
said pets were my passion. I didn't say people were my passion. I said pets were my passion.
You've chosen to deal with it though.
I do love people too, but pets are definitely my passion. Oh, gotcha.
Chondros and giraffes. Oh God. Who let Chuck in the comments?
I don't know, but that was awesome.
Giraffe. Oh my gosh. Get a giraffe, seriously.
His wife won't let him. His wife said no. And no to the helicopter, so.
But I do like the other comment that he said about her. So she still got brownie points with me. I say still keep her. You know.
Oh.
She's good. She's good. I get that all the time. I get guys that come in and they're like, my wife won't let me have a fish tank or whatever. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. You go back to her and tell her, hey, there's worse hobbies I can have. I want a fish tank. And then see what she says. There's worse
ultimatums, yeah.
That is ultimately why my wife let me get into little reptiles, because there's so many worse things I could be involved in.
Exactly. We all have our hobbies. I'm definitely unique with my hobbies. I'd rather have reptiles than I don't know what girls collect these days, but yeah, I'd rather have reptiles.
You know, I don't even know. Isn't it like Glee or something? They watch those shows, Glee or...
I don't watch TV at all. I'll turn it on every once in a while, but not very often.
Or was it Dancing with the Stars or something? I don't know.
Vanessa just said she don't watch TV, fool. She don't know.
No, I'm just saying that's what the girls are into nowadays.
Dancing with the Stars. All right, that's my next mission. I'm gonna go dance with stars.
Dance with MJ at the next expo.
All of MJ's pictures of mine with him, I'm usually giving him a piggyback. Yep, that's me. I usually carry MJ around for whatever reason at the end of shows.
Okay, I'm going to the next.
So next show, Arlington. When I see Vanessa, piggyback. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I don't think she can carry me. I got to drop like 20 pounds.
My limit at the last, I was at another show. I think he weighed 220, and I think that was my limit. Max.
Yeah, I'm over that.
Yeah. Hashtag goals.
Right, got to drop some weight. I can do this. 5 pounds.
What I want to do when I come to Arlington is put your ass through one of the tickets. That's really.
When you come to Arlington, you got to come to the auction. I mean, you got to come to the auctions anyways. The auctions are so much fun to get to know other people. We all are intertwining as a community. It's no bickering. It's a lot of fun. The auctions are hands down my favorite part.
I wanted to do the auction at the last one, and I was very explicit that we had an expo, but some jackass booked us for a podcast that weekend.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. At the time, his co-host didn't listen to him, so I don't know who that guy was.
Whoever, fucking idiot.
It happens sometimes. It happens. It's okay. I won't play won't not like you or anything like that, or not talk to you again, or what? Get your option. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Right? Hey, she says that, right? But she hasn't gotten herping either.
Because I'm busy running my shop, and I think I'm a director for 4 nonprofits at this point in time, maybe 5 nonprofits.
Yeah, you're doing a lot. I know.
And now I'm going to be more in the aquatics industry, which is awesome. I'm super stoked to start heading off some of the aquatic stuff. So, yeah,
that's a big merge that I would love to see, is more aquatic and reptile working together, and then add in the birds and just start building the animal community closer together to where we're not so segregated.
Correct.
Like you said, with the dogs and the cats, like that's what the politicians think of first. But if we start bringing in the animal industry as a whole, things start
like aquatics. They literally were like, "We're sick of seeing you in all the reptile community. Why are you not in aquatics too?" And I was like, "Let's do it. Bring it on. Let's get in there." So I'm talking to a couple aquatics committees that do fight for our rights to keep fish and stuff. And there's just as much combative going on the fish side as there is on the reptile side. But yeah, that would be huge for us to be all united, and then we'd be so much bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to even get them on podcasts too, because I've been reaching out to them, because a lot of people have been asking, like, why don't y'all do like aquatic interviews? And I said, because sometimes they say no, they can't, or they just don't answer back or reply or anything.
That's when it comes to meeting new people and expanding your horizons. And I always tell people at shows, like, if you come to one of the shows and I'm at a show and you want to meet somebody, let me know. Who do you want to meet? Let's get you guys introduced. And I will literally, it's 10 seconds. So-and-so, meet so-and-so. Goodbye. And then talk. Like, I love doing that, because introducing people, sometimes it just takes that extra person to go in and introduce. Like, get to know people, say hi. If you're fanning out or nerding out on somebody, go say hi to them. They probably know who you are too. Like, get to know people, like, enjoy that. And if I can ever help with the aquatic side, please let me know. I'm going to start helping out a lot more with reef builders and whatnot, and getting more people into the, into the hobby, and being at different shows for that as well too. So you're going to see me on the aquatic side as well. I'm stoked about that. Yeah.
So I was going to say something. I lost it. Damn it. I had it right there too. God dang it. Go ahead, Levi.
It was super important.
It was.
I will tell you what. I'm going to hit you with a wrap-up question, because we're going on 2 hours, 46 minutes. I'm getting texts, so I've got to get back to my family. Chris needs to go shave his other eyebrow. Need unison, bro. The one side is just, it's fucking stupid.
I guess, bro. I guess.
So, Vanessa.
Oh, yes,
if you had a magic wand and you could lift all laws, regulations, and nothing was inhibiting you, you could add one animal to your pet collection, not the store. What would it be? And it can't be a Komodo dragon.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I got it now.
But to my store?
No, to your personal pet collection.
An elephant.
Yeah.
Bro, that's...
So now we've got a giraffe, and now we got an elephant. I love it.
And a panda.
I've always wanted an elephant.
Nobody cares about Geo.
I
want a red panda.
An elephant. Oh, yeah. What's with red pandas right now?
There's a movie about it. Why an elephant?
That explains. They're just mystical creatures, and their ears and just the way that they walk, they're just amazing, just absolutely amazing. But I also don't believe that elephant. I don't know that I would ever want to keep an elephant, not unless I have a huge, like, oh, you just got to call it out.
You just got to call it out.
No,
I
told him I would.
Sponsor got to ask, bro.
Ouch.
Hey,
time out.
Bill was like, when you getting us sponsored? I was like, shit, I'll do it now.
Right now. Let's do it.
Right now.
Vanessa, did you know that elephants are one of the only other mammals that recognize their dead in the graves?
What do you mean that they recognize? Oh, like where they go and visit the grave sites of where? Yeah.
Yep, like they'll walk around the graves of the buried. It's crazy, right? Like to know that another animal out there has that emotional intelligence like we do.
They're so freaking intelligent, and they're so sweet. Like, yeah, I love it. You can keep it on my private. Oh, perfect, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, he owns like a big ranch.
Right? Everybody, you can put all of your animals at Chuck's new ranch. His wife has already agreed to it.
Oh God.
I'm sending my red panda that way, Chuck. Red panda
random
coming.
animals showing up at your house, Chuck. Be like, we got a delivery for you. What is it? It's a giraffe.
So while we're on the conversation of red pandas, by the way, they are endangered.
That's why.
It's illegal to
We gotta
kill
save them.
Can't have permits. Nothing.
I have red panda stuffies.
Yeah. See, Vanessa. Don't go
With
buying endangered animals.
With a US Arc shirt on it too. Amazing.
Am I
Amazing.
make freaking little USR shirts to go on people's stuffies now? Is that what we're getting to? Like where kids dress their dolls with little thing?
I mean, you could do that. That's money.
Hey, that's actually really smart.
See? She's like, oh my God. Too much work. Stop, guys. Stop.
No, I actually have been looking into organizations to get stuffies with US Arc logo on them. I just haven't found one that's cost effective yet, but it is something that I've been looking into. So no, it's a great idea because I know kids would come over to the table to look at the stuffies, and if it had US Arc on it, it would get a conversation starting. So I have been looking at it. I just need a better price point. But yes, it is something I have been looking into.
Because when when the kid goes straight into a store, what's the first thing they're going to? Either candy or toys. Candy or toys.
But guess what we do have coming out? We're going to have our first edition US Arc coloring book.
Yes.
Am I? Are me and Levi in there? We're going to put it away like this.
No, they decided that you guys didn't make the cut. I apologize.
Next year, right? Next year. It's always next
And
year.
I was the one who picked all the poster pictures. So yeah, that's on me. I'm just kidding. No, there was a few. There was a few of the paintings, but yeah. So there will be a coloring book coming soon. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we have some other things in the pipeline. So yeah, lots of great things coming in the pipeline.
And Vanessa, go ahead and drop your plugs while you're at it, because I'm gonna let you plug yourself. Where people can find you.
Yep. Here, wherever. Yeah, I don't have plugs. I'm not like y'all. I'm not online and yes, just find me. I don't know what plugs are.
What is your Instagram?
Vanessa Costanzo. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
And like your
You don't
Facebook
post your
group.
Instagram. You know where you can find Vanessa? At
On
the
Instagram,
expos.
on expos. Yep. Okay, there we go. My email for USARC is vanessa@usarc.org. There you go. There's my plug. Vanessa@usarc.org is my email.
See, she did it. Took a little bit, but she did it. Yes.
Find me online. Yes.
Hell no. We'll talk, Johnny. I'll tell you why.
Oh, Johnny's on it tonight.
No, because I already have, like, I told the sponsors, like, they want me to get it. They actually paid for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I got a guy, he does it, and he knows, like, he's seen all my sponsors, and I'm trying to get it, like, all entwined on my chest, like a tribal thing, and then it's gonna work into my reptile sleeve. So
somebody needs to come up with like this logo that is out of control, wild, become a sponsor, and then pay for the tattoo. Like my ideas? You're welcome. You're so welcome.
man, what did I do to you?
Get creative, kids. This could be interesting.
You know what?
And you know what? I was about to say, I was the one that, when I asked Vanessa to come on the show, I was fangirling over here. Now, you know what?
He's like, this. I'm not going to say it out loud.
I would never say that. Never.
But no. No, I appreciate you guys reaching out to me. I don't do many podcasts. Yeah, but I'm starting to get out there. I just want to make sure we spread the word about USARC. I definitely appreciate y'all inviting me out to this. It's been a lot of fun. I know you guys have lives. I know you guys have things to do. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Give us time, you know, because I know we had to plan out like several weeks in advance.
I know. I'm sorry. I have a lot of shows that I go to. So, and y'all do Sundays. So,
but I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna hit you with the wrap-up question. Then I'm gonna shout out the sponsors, and then we can go.
Got it.
So my wrap-up question is: if you could change one thing in the hobby/industry, what would it be, and why?
Educate, and more educate, and know that it's not about the money. Let's keep the hobby alive. And what would I change? Be positive, please, and thank you. Be positive.
Every day.
And if
Every
it
day.
sucks, like, even if something sucks, be positive about it. Like, I had a water leak. I had a foundation leak in my house. I was sitting in my office and I felt heat on the floor, and I'm like, that can't be great. But you know what? There's worse things that could happen. I mean, there's obviously worse things that could happen, but I wasn't like, oh my God, my life is over. I have a foundation leak. I was like, yeah, if y'all ever wanted to feel what heated floors feel like, when a foundation leaks and it's hot water, it's nice and warm on your feet. That's what heated tile floors feels like. You know, those kinds of things. Just be positive. Be happy. Be positive.
Exactly. Preach.
Real quick, before we get out of here, this is going to be Chris's next tattoo.
It might be, bro. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna throw that shit on my back, and I'm not even playing.
That looks painful, bro. I don't know.
I think we should have a live. You should do a podcast while he's doing it, while he's getting tagged.
We should. You should get USR tatted.
If they let me, that they would have to let me, right? I would have to get that.
Across the forehead, though.
Didn't Earl do it though? I think Earl has it. There's several have it.
Yeah, there's a couple people that have one.
So, I mean, I'll do it if they let me.
Yeah, see, but Earl's cool.
Oh, I'm not.
Ouch.
What are you trying to say?
Ouch.
Damn, bro. I thought we were supposed. You know what?
Yeah, remember that positive? What I said? Oh, wow. He just flat out stickered you. It's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Be nice to each other.
No, we're always nice. We're just playing.
Just kidding. No, but thank you guys very much. And support USARC. There you go. There.
Always.
Yes, support USARC. And any questions, you know, y'all know how to reach me.
I'm gonna say one more thing too, because we also got Gary and all of them, Abby, who is it, Genetics Nerd 2, buying USARCs memberships. For those that don't have USARC memberships, you can reach out to them. They'll buy you one.
Yep.
You know, and then I think they reimburse you, right? You buy it, they buy it, and they reimburse them or something.
Correct. You pay for it, and then they'll send you the money right then and there back to you. Yep. And then they have a little bit of stuff like you next year, you know, try to save up for your own membership, those kinds of things. Each person has a different thing, but yeah. So let's get people involved.
And then also we got a shirt, or USR shirt, right here.
Get your shirt.
$35, and whatever's left goes to USR. What?
I know we're trying to be serious, but Johnny.
I was like, what?
I'm worried about my chocolate chip cookies at this point in time. I'm getting concerned here.
Hey, say you can get Vanessa, or I love Vanessa's chocolate chip cookies, all right there, bro. Do it.
Vanessa's gonna have a panic attack. Knock it off.
Send that tattoo to somebody. Be like, who is Vanessa and what is wrong? No, let's nope.
He could put. Now we'll figure it out.
Before we scare Vanessa off for the rest of our lives, shout out to you. Shout out to USR first and foremost. Make sure you guys are joining.
Please.
Shout out to Reptile Crew, CMB, KC Reptile Lab, Ship Your Reptiles. What is it? Tactical?
Yeah, Legion Tactical.
Legion Tactical. I think that's
Blue Tongue Republic. Right? No, Blue Tongue Republic.
Blue Tongue Republic. There we go. Shout out for the logo. You right.
Yes.
Oh, and then SB. I still don't have my fucking shirt, Josh.
Oh yeah, Josh. SB Reptiles. And then shout out to USR Florida as well. USR Florida.
Yes. Both of them.
So why Josh got kicked off Instagram? Because I don't have my shirt yet.
Bro, Vanessa's gonna kick you off right now. Do you have a USR shirt?
I do.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
3 of them. I got one for me, one for my wife,
3,000.
my second. Huh?
I've got like 3,000.
Right. She has access to them. She can get them whenever she wants.
That's right.
No.
All right. It's been real. Vanessa, thank you again. It's been so great.
Guys. Good night.
All right, guys, everybody. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. We out of here. Levi.
Chris,
you should shave both your eyebrows. Shave them off. Stop talking.
Donate $4,000 to USR right now.
Sorry, technical difficulty. Technical. Bye. Out of here.
Sometimes I think that I'm a fucking fool.